You forget the spurting on your cornflakes.
Now we're live. What a perfect way to start. Oh, you couldn't have timed that better. Excellent. Good evening, everyone.
On purpose.
Dear. Hello, everyone.
Hi, everyone. SWP crew and stragglers and whoever else is here, you're all welcome. But hello, good evening.
How's everyone doing? Stephen's right up there. How you doing, Stephen? Good to see you.
Hi, Amar, Marcin, Lindsay, Billy, Karen, Stuart, Sean is having a few problems. Webinar jam, standard. Joe, Jonathan, Shona. Did I say Shona? Stephen's here. Luke's here. Martin's here. Marion's here. Andrew's here. Yeah, you're not allowed to call me Kev tonight, Andy.
I can't promise anything.
I'll spurt on your cornflakes if you do. Let me tell you what this is all about, guys. We're just talking a little bit while people are coming in, so we'll start in a few minutes. But I was watching Andy on a live, and what did you say, Andy? I think it was the tip of the tongue, or he didn't. I don't think he meant to say it how it sounded.
It was the reseller show last night, and if you're not watching the reseller show, why aren't you watching the reseller show? But yes, we were chatting with Kev about Amazon and the fact that they do make mistakes sometimes, and I was trying to say that Jeff Bezos must have spat out his coffee into his cornflakes, but didn't quite come out that way. But you made sure everyone heard it, Matt. But I appreciate that. In the comments, he made sure that everyone picked up on that slight.
He said, Jeff spurting in his cornflake. Oh, dear.
That was a good one.
You struggled not laughing for the rest of it because you'd read that.
I was. I knew it. I thought, Matt's in. There's no chance he'll let that one go. None at all. And on demand, there he was, straight away, a keyboard warrior, picking it up.
It was funny. You had to be there, but it was funny.
Yeah, it was. I was laughing even last night in bed. I remembered it and started laughing in bed. Ridiculous.
Right, so I've got a question for you guys. We tried the SMS thing for the first time tonight. Did anyone get a text reminder 15 minutes ago or 20 minutes ago saying that this was on? Put an X in the comments if you got a text reminder. And if you didn't, just let me know you didn't, because we're trying it out. I've not been able to get Twilio to work with Webinar Jam and get the text message things to work properly. But Holly gave it a blast, and she thinks she sorted it. So Joe says X. Christine says X. Okay. Obviously, if you didn't put your mobile in, you wouldn't have got one. And I noticed a lot of people were putting wrong mobiles in as well. You were like put in +4407 blah blah blah, and that's might not work. I don't know. Okay, so a few people did.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, some people didn't put the number in, so that would be why.
Yeah, that might be why, guys. Right. Okay. So obviously, there's still people trickling in. Hopefully, we'll get a few more on. But I suppose all I've got to say for now is hello, guys. Welcome, and thanks for joining us. As you probably already know, because the invites mostly went out in my lot, I'm Matt Webley, and this is
Andy Lawrence.
Andy Lawrence has been selling wholesale on Amazon in the UK forever. Now, if anybody's tried doing wholesale before, chances are you've probably given up. It's just the way it tends to go. What you'll do, and let me know, guys, if you've done this, right? You've thought, oh, this OA thing's good, but I'm going to try this wholesale thing because this sounds even better. And then what you do is you go onto Google and you type in wholesale toys or something like that. And then the first result comes up, and then you look, if you can get to their website and download whatever catalog they've got, you go, hang on, this is rubbish. These prices are the same as what they're selling in the shops. In fact, that's cheaper in Asda. That's cheaper in Asda. That's cheaper in Asda. And then you like scratch your head wondering how this whole wholesale shebang works. We've all done it. We've all been there. And if you're on it, if you've you've been in this game for a while, you've probably done it too. So I, and probably many others, thought, wholesale in the UK is a joke, because wholesale in the US is amazing. And like, I think the natural instinct is you do this a few times, Luke says, yeah, I've done exactly that. You do this a few times with different wholesalers, and then you realize this is too difficult, and you go back to using your sourcing software or your sourcing services, and you just carry on doing OA. And that seems to be the recurring theme for everybody that tickles wholesale. Now, when I met Andy, it's like Andy wasn't that. And there are a few people that I know that mostly do wholesale, but they're few and far between, because they're really, really, really difficult, or at least look from the outside looking in. Before you know what you're doing and how to do it, it's super difficult. And what Andy's got is a system of kind of pulling back the curtains and making things super simple, but not just super simple when it comes to wholesale, but super effective. And I've not seen anybody able to explain it in a way like Andy does, whereby it doesn't feel difficult and it doesn't feel impossible. And all these things like Amazon don't want to deal with, wholesalers don't want to deal with Amazon sellers, and all these things that come up aren't actually a thing when you know what Andy knows. So, as you guys know, a few weeks ago, Andy was at the Online Arbitrage Summit speaking live, and he was one of the favorite speakers of the night. I went around asking in the networking thing after, who did you enjoy most? Who did you enjoy most? And all the speakers had people say they were my favorite. So it was like no one was standout rubbish. Everybody was great. But Andy's name kept coming up again and again and again. He was definitely one of the top, maybe the top one or two, for sure. I mean, I don't want to insult anybody that's like, I want to be in top one or top two. But he was up there. He was up there. Everybody really loved his speech. And I said, Andy, I only gave you half an hour because I wanted everybody to have a shot. So there's some great speakers there, and everybody only had half an hour. In fact, to the point whereby I had to not speak. So I would have loved to I love speaking, and I had to not do my speech, because otherwise, if I'd have done half an hour, then everybody else wouldn't have even had half an hour. So basically, I gave Andy half an hour to go for it and give as much gold as he can to you guys that came to the OA Summit. And he did that, and everybody loved it. So I said to him after, I'm like, Andy, you need to do this again. You need to come on and share more nuggets when we've got a little bit more time. So instead of half an hour, we've got maybe an hour or an hour and a half tonight. Who knows? We'll see how it goes. And obviously, we'll do probably, if Andy, you're all right with it, a Q&A after. Is that?
Absolutely. Yeah. At least, if we're still here at midnight, I might need to sort of like cut it off. But any time before that, I'm all yours.
I'm not doing midnight. But what I'm saying is, whereas we was strictly timelined half hour, and that's all. So he had to make his presentation fit half an hour, and I think he did a little bit of Q&A at the end, didn't you, Andy?
Yeah, I did. Indeed.
That had to all fit in there. And then we had to rush him off and get somebody else on because we were tight by time. And it was great because it made for a dynamic day, and it was and everyone loved it. But it was a bit frustrating for me when I'm like, oh, there's so much gold nuggets coming out of these speakers. I wish they had more time. So this is what this is tonight. It's more time. And with you guys' permission, Andy at the end is gonna he's relaunching his wholesale domination course. So nobody's getting caught by surprise here. Andy is going to deliver a ton of great value, amazing content, all about wholesale for free tonight. But just as a thank you to him, I've said, look, get on in front of my lot, teach him loads of stuff, and at the end, you're relaunching your course, give it a shot, and tell him what's what. And with you guys' permission, if we've got your permission, he's going to tell you what he's got to offer. There's no obligation and all that stuff. And then if you want to take him up on it, cool. And if you don't, that's cool also. You've still got an amazing evening's worth of content and Q&A. So it's going to be exciting. It's going to be cool. They're always good laughs and stuff with me and Andy. We always have fun. And I've had a glance through his slides. It's beefier than he was able to do at the OA Summit. So I'm happy about that for you guys. So really all I want to say is I want you guys to get massive value, and I want Andy to have the floor and the stage for a little bit. But I know, Andy, you wanted me to hang around so we could bounce off each other a little bit, didn't you?
Yeah, if you can, if you don't mind, it'd be good to have you hanging around. It's always nice to have you around. But yeah, it's up to you. We'll see how it goes.
Cool. No, absolutely. So I'm gonna, obviously I won't say anything if he's in the flow. I'll try not to interrupt him. But you know, I'll hang around and see how it goes. So we should be in for a good fun night. And what I will say is, at the end, Andy's going to make an offer that is super, super, super cool. So you probably want to hang around for it just to see what that is, because it's super, super, super cool.
It is pretty cool.
Don't worry about it. It's fine. So we're going to be screen sharing tonight, Andy, because the slides haven't processed. So
no problem. We shall do that. It's no problem at all. Let's do that right now, shall we?
Without further ado, I want to say a massive thank you to everybody for joining us tonight. It should be really informative, really cool, really exciting. And I suppose I will hand the floor over to Andy.
Thank you very much, Matthew, for having me on. Can you see me? I can't see me, but as
I can see a little you in the corner and a little me in the corner and your screen.
That's all we need then. We'll do that.
Always terrifies me sharing screens, because you never know. On the Mac, your text messages come up in the corner and you get blooming Skype messages come up and then Facebook messages, and it's like, yeah, it can get a bit ropey, but
yeah, that's all good. Alrighty, so just so everyone, just to let me know if you can see the Wholesale for Amazon FBA slides in front of you, just give me a yes or a yep or something in the comments, just so we're all on the same page. That'd be handy. And then we'll get started.
Cheeky Stephen in the comments, he says, how long before Matt interrupts Andy? I'll go 1 minute, 20 seconds.
Not long. All righty, we're getting plenty of yeses and yes and hell yeah, brother. All right, that sounds good. Apart from poor old Sean. Sorry, Sean. Connection problems. Gonna have to leave it. Catch us on the replay, Sean. No worries, we'll get it sorted for you. All righty, so let's do the welcome and intro then. So this evening, I want to share with you some strategies that you can actually take away with you and get started straight away. And that was the aim for the slides that I put together for you this evening. So some actionable information. And so first, I want to explain a little bit about the wholesale supply chain and how that all works, what we can do to make ourselves more likely to get wholesale accounts, and that is really important. And then where to find the best quality suppliers, because not all suppliers are created equal. And this is also stuff you have to know. You need to get these little nuggets of information right in the right order, and then things are going to be a lot easier for you. And as Matt said, hang around to the end for details of a very special event. I put my head together with Matt. He's given me some advice, and let me tell you, I'm really excited about this. I've never done this before, and I'm absolutely really looking forward to explaining it to you. So hang around to the end for that, because it is only going to be available for you guys on the live. So it's just you guys that this is aimed at. So make sure you hang around for that one. It's going to be pretty cool. But before we get started, let's do a quick disclaimer, guys, but we have to do it just to make sure everything is very clear and you're under no doubt. There are no income guarantees. We're going to be talking about business here, but the content presented this evening is for informational and education purposes only. Okay, there are no guarantees that you will make any earnings from this information. The success of your own business is 100% down to you. I'm not a tax or legal advisor, so professional advice should always be sought in any matters regarding your business and its legal position to trade. Any information presented here is my personal opinion, and I cannot be held responsible for anything you may do in your own business. I know you know it, guys, but we've got to do the boring disclaimer stuff just so we're all aware. Alrighty, I think most people will know who I am by now, but if you haven't caught me on all the platforms or on Matt's group or anything else like that, I'm going to do a really quick intro for those people that haven't heard about me. So yeah, my name is Andy Lawrence. I've been selling on wholesale online for over 12 years, helping people build their own online businesses for 10. All right, if you look on the top left there, that is me talking on the YouTube. Right about 2008, I was making YouTube videos when the platform was very early. Then I created, just been making videos online, helping people, talking about eBay and then Amazon. So you can see 2016, my production value is up to a little bit. I've got some professional lighting, and I've been enjoying helping people since then. Basically, bottom left is me in the office. I rented out an office where it had some storerooms to help me build my wholesale business. I soon, unfortunately, ended up getting far too much stuff to be able to fit in those storerooms, and then moved on to a warehouse where I could get the trucks straight in, and made my life an awful lot easier, let me tell you. So that is my journey. Yes, sir.
Sorry, Rob said your mic keeps crackling every now and again. I heard that as well. I thought it was me. But if you put LD instead of HD, in that top left thing where it shows the webcam, and change it to LD instead of HD.
What about SD? That's in the middle.
Well, it's no different. LD uses less bandwidth, but the quality is no different. Ooh, big. Right, you need to re-enable your microphone as well.
Okay, cool. All right, we'll get
that. Might help. It might help it a little bit. It usually does.
Okay, good to know.
So sorry to take you out your flow.
No, it's fine. It's good to have you here, Matt, on on the IT duties. Alrighty, so let's get back to it then. Let me know how it sounds, Matt. If there's any problems, we can sort it out as we go. So yeah, that's just a little bit about my journey and where I've been up to. So I've been doing it a little while. Been doing probably one of the longer ones in the reseller community, selling online, and I'd like to think I've got a bit of experience and knowledge that I've developed along the way. Here's another picture of me. We're talking about wholesale, so let's have some generic pictures of lots of boxes. This is me in my office where I was for 3 years, the boxes ended up to the ceiling. I managed to fill up both storerooms as a result of that. To be honest with you, it wasn't the most practical storage location. It was on the top floor of a 3-story Georgian building, and the trucks were dropping the pallets outside, and I had to handball several pallets of stock up the 3 flights of stairs every time I had a delivery back. I enjoyed it, but needed to get somewhere a bit more practical, which is why I moved into the warehouse after that period. Sounds okay now. Good to know. Thanks, Rob.
You just lost it again then, Andy. It crackled. But I could hear you through it. I could hear you through it, so it's okay. And it went pretty quick, so I think we're going to be all right. But
do you think it was when I'm changing slides, or do you think it was just while I'm in the middle of it?
I think it's just in general, to be honest.
Okay.
But I know the slides do bog it down a lot.
All right.
But just keep going. Tony says,
we'll persevere. No worries.
Just go for it, mate. We'll be all right.
Okay. So one of my other passions is once I started getting on YouTube and helping people build their own businesses, I kind of found a real passion for teaching people, and really enjoyed that. So that developed into creating live events, which I call the FBA Academy events. I hold one every year in London. There's a few pictures of that. The top left there's me and a gentleman named Mike Resendez from California in the US. I've flown him over for the last 2 years running to talk about his business. You may also know him as Reezy Resells on YouTube and Instagram. He's a great guy. Really, he's been doing it as long as I've been doing it, so a lot of information to share. So he's a great guy, and I really enjoy doing those type of events because the live feedback you get when helping people is just the best. I absolutely love it. So that's a bit about me and what I do for people that don't already know. So a bit of a wholesale overview for you now. So this is just general idea about wholesale, why I like it. A lot of the sort of weak points in online arbitrage can be fixed with wholesale. They're not necessarily an issue with wholesale, and that's what I like about it. We all know the competition situation with OA. It's a great I'm not knocking OA. I've done OA for a number of years, still do when I get the time. It's a great strategy, but we all know that the competition can be an issue for people because there are a lot of newbies. If you start getting into Amazon selling, you're going to start with OA. It's the easiest thing to get into. And this often happens where you get people that are new and don't really understand the process, and they're the most likely to absolutely crash prices on listings and cause all sorts of problems where you just face palming your head thinking, what the hell is going on? I really don't understand why these people are doing it. That you'll find in OA much more than wholesale, because wholesale is fundamentally harder to get into. That means the competition that you've got are not the same people. Your competition will be professional sellers, often very big sellers, and they have a totally different outlook on what they're doing. They're in it for profit and nothing else. They often have very large overheads, which is to our benefit as well. They're very big companies. They've got big buying budgets, which is that's a benefit for them. But we're smaller, we're more agile. We can pivot and move around them. So they're less of an issue. They're causing less of a problem. So competition is, not as much of an issue with wholesale. Profits, not as much of an issue because for the same reason, the competition aren't driving down the profits in the same way with online arbitrage. There's always going to be competition, and these guys, of course, are going to compete for price, but they will have a bottom line where they need to make money in their business. They're not going to go on tilt and make stupid decisions because they're scared they're going to get stuck with stock. And they're not going to make illogical and ill-educated decisions. They'll have a bottom line. When they get there, they're not going any further. And we can use that to our advantage, which means if their bottom line is going to be 15% worst case scenario, whatever happens, if something's heavy on the competition, you can match them and you're going to, at the worst case scenario, get your 15%. So there's things like that to think about, which makes life a lot easier. Brand gating as well can be an issue with OA. If suddenly you get an email from Amazon saying we are now gating this particular item or this particular brand, or something's going on or you can't get into it, the first thing they're going to ask you for if you want to sell it is a wholesale invoice. If you're buying wholesale, you've already got a wholesale invoice. So you say, okay, here's my wholesale invoice. They'll say, thank you very much. You're now approved to sell that item. So a negative now becomes a positive because you are going to have less competition in this item. You're now approved to sell a gated item, which may be, a lot less competition than all the rest of the stuff. So again, wholesale has benefits in that type of scenario. Suppliers as well. Let's just say every item you can buy in a shop will have come from a wholesale supplier at some point. You've got infinite opportunities to find items to sell. So as many types of products as you can think of, you can buy wholesale. There's just no problem with finding supplies whatsoever. Alrighty, let's see what happens as we move on here. I'm not going to talk when we move slides, just in case it bogs down the bandwidth.
I just want to let you know that I am still here, but I just figure I'm not going to add anything to button in because you flow so smooth when you just left to it. So it's like, okay, I'm going to sit here, I turn my mic off and turn my camera off, but I'm still here. I'm still watching the chat. Cool. If you need me, I'm here, mate. Yeah.
No worries. All right, Matt, we'll do. Okay, so the wholesale overview. Wholesalers are not fond of online sellers. Got to tell you guys, quite often wholesalers, they're an old-fashioned bunch. Okay, they've been doing this a long time. A lot of wholesalers been in business a long time, and things have changed a lot. The landscape of retail and wholesale has changed an awful lot in their lifetime and the time they've been doing business. You imagine, Amazon's only been around a relatively short amount of time compared to people that have been in the retail and wholesale business their whole life. A lot of these guys are used to driving around in their car, visiting toy shops or visiting other pet shops with their catalogs, and they're demonstrating products for the shop owners, only to then say, this is what we've got coming in the new product lines. These I think will be good sellers. It's an old-fashioned way of doing business. Okay, it's always worked. That's what they've always done. But it's a totally different landscape now. They're used to people getting into the business and having a feel for stock and having an understanding of the market. Whereas now people are coming in, understanding the data, and are using data-driven buying decisions and have no experience in the marketplace and still making loads and loads of money. And for some of them, you know, they've had to begrudgingly deal with us because you can't ignore the size of Amazon and the opportunities that are available for making money. And so, yes, they'd probably rather deal with retail stores, independent shops and things like that. But they've had to begrudgingly start dealing with online sellers. But this is, you've got to think of it from their point of view. Okay, online sellers, as far as they're concerned, crash prices and kill profit margins, and that's a real problem in their business. Because if manufacturers have spent millions or hundreds of thousands of pounds developing, producing, manufacturing, and then marketing on TV, radio, and wherever else a product line for the new year, then they've got their RRP that they need to try and hit. Now, if Amazon immediately and maybe third-party sellers come in and start competing and devaluing that item, the price goes down and down and down. If that price now stays a lot lower, let's just say it was supposed to be $24.99 and the price remains at £12.99 on Amazon for a long time as the competition holds it there and it's a popular item, it doesn't matter whether the manufacturer wants the recommended retail price to be $24.99, because the perceived value of that item is now $12.99, whether they like it or not, because that's where that price has been for too long on a big platform like Amazon. So you have to remember that. That is a real problem for them, because it's devaluing their product lines, and that's what they're trying to protect. And putting yourself in their shoes will help you understand what this is all about, because when you understand them, you'll be able to understand what they're looking for. You'll be able to provide them with what they're looking for. You'll get more wholesale accounts. You'll make more money. You'll live happily ever after. That's what we need to do. So wholesalers are the gatekeepers for the manufacturers and the brand owners. They are the ones that are going to carry through the wishes of those guys. If they don't do what they're told, they're going to lose their very precious and profitable accounts as well. So they are going to be looking out for the right people to give accounts to and the wrong people to say sorry, no. Now, if you, without any prior preparation, speak to a wholesaler and say, I'm an Amazon seller, can I have an account? Then there is a reasonable likelihood they're going to say, nope. And that's the end of that. And then you move on. And maybe you've done that. Maybe you've spoken to a few people and they've said, we don't deal with Amazon sellers. And you've gone, okay, I'm going to go back to OA, or I'm going to do something else. That's the problem. That suppliers will deal with Amazon sellers. Some won't, but some will. And we only need some. We don't need millions. And also, it very much depends in the way you approach it, how you approach it, and what you do beforehand. So we're going to go into that very shortly. So this is the sort of overview of the wholesale delivery process. This is how it works. Okay, you've got the international brand owner or manufacturer. Maybe the manufacturer manufacturing is done somewhere in the Far East or something like that. Excuse me. But you've got an international brand owner. Then you might have a distributor, like a North American distributor or a European distributor. There may be two appointed ones. This all depends on the size of the brand owner and or manufacturer. There may be a distributor, or the brand owner may go directly to the wholesaler, but there'll be someone in the middle there, and then they will then send it out to the retailer. That will vary depending. If it's a smaller setup, they may deal direct with the wholesaler. They may even deal with, in limited cases, deal with the retailer. But this is generally the standard procedure. Okay, so the distributor takes everything. They would have usually exclusive rights to that supply of that product. So maybe you'll have a European distributor, and they'll deal with everything of that brand within Europe, and they will deal with appointing wholesalers and things like this. And you can get in touch with distributors and ask for details of a wholesaler, and they will say, these are your regional wholesalers, and that's how you get in touch with them in that direction. But more on that later. And then it goes through to the retailer. Okay. So what can we do? What can we do to change this around so that we don't want to be the person that the wholesaler doesn't like to be the person that the wholesaler is looking for? Develop a relationship with suppliers. If you've heard me talk before, you've heard me say how important relationships are. Relationships are everything, and I mean everything. They're so important in every way of life. If you can connect with someone on a human lane, direct human being basis on that level, person to person, a lot of the boundaries will go away, and it makes life a lot easier. Okay, so are we
Andrew,
still okay?
it's gone dark. Is it gone dark for everyone else? Put a 1 in the chat box if you can see and hear Andy okay, and put a 2 if you can't. So 1 for you can see and hear Andy all right, 2 for you can't. Just need to know that there's not some major issue that I can't see.
Yep, cool. That's fair enough. Cool. One. Okay, here, cool. Yeah, all right, we're okay. Thanks, guys.
Okay.
Thanks, Matt.
No worries. Reconnect, Andy.
Cool.
Not you, Andy. The Andy.
The other one. Yeah. All righty. So, what can we do? Develop a relationship. Okay, develop a relationship with suppliers. That's what is really important. It sounds easy, but do whatever you can do to speak to people. Try and get there face to face. And we're going to talk more about how we can do that. But developing a relationship is important. How do you do that? You go to trade shows, trade fairs. Again, something I've talked about a lot in the future. There's a reason. You go to a trade show, you can speak to the suppliers one-to-one. You can look in the eye. You can talk to them about football. You can bring them a cup of tea. You can get to know them on a human level. And if you put in that extra effort, the guard will come down and you'll be able to start speaking to them, and things suddenly get a lot easier. You're not just a commodity, you're another person, and things totally change when you are human being to human being and you can start speaking to people. Get to a trade show. If there's nothing you take away apart from this one point, go to a trade show. They're free to go to. They're all over the country. You'll find them in Birmingham, right smack bang in the center. Hello again, Matt.
It's all right. Nothing's broke. I was once you finished talking about trade shows, I just want to add something because I came to the spring fair with you, and I just thought I'd add a little bit. Go on.
Yeah. All I was going to say on that point is, if you go to there's one in Birmingham, there's one up north, Telford. There's several down south in London, Excel, and all of those good places. So there's no excuse. They're easy to get to, and they're free to get into. All right, Matt, go.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I actually attended the spring fair in Birmingham with Andy, and we wandered around all day, and it was quite eye-opening for me. And what he's talking about here is, I never really understood that. I'm very much, I don't know, I get it, but then it's when you see it in motion that you really start to understand the importance of this. I saw him speaking to a lady, and I just saw that instant connection there. And I don't know if she was wholesaler or what, but like there was just an instant connection and an instant kind of something that you couldn't do via email, you couldn't do via the phone. And I think that tip alone, like you say, is worth $1 million because like it was just so magic watching that happen. So I just want to reiterate, like Andy's actually really good at that as well. It's not just about doing it; it's about doing it in the way that Andy does it, which I wouldn't have thought to do it in that way. But yeah, sorry, didn't mean to butt in. Go on.
No, great. You're more than welcome, Matt. No, it's a very good point. Yeah, I remember that conversation. And once you start having conversation, you can almost see it in front of you. The guard goes down, you find common ground, and you can start speaking to people face to face. That particular thing, I could have secured an exclusive deal there and then. It's not something I was looking to do. I was there. I wanted to make a point of connecting with people and to demonstrate that at the time. But I'm 98% certain I could have followed that up and arranged an exclusivity deal with that particular lady and her commodities to sell on Amazon. And yeah, it's as simple as having a conversation. If you know how to word the conversation, how to start the conversation, how to get to know someone on a human level and make that first move, because literally it's a bit of time up front. There's a bit of time to invest in the beginning, but that will pay you off over and over and over again. Because if you set up exclusivity deals with wholesale accounts, then you're going to have zero competition and you're going to have opportunities ongoing for a very long time. And that is like the holy grail of business relationships, and it's possible. And the best thing about going to trade fairs is there's lots and lots and lots of trade fairs, and there's lots of people at the trade fair, so you can practice. Maybe you don't feel that confident about speaking to people. It's fine. You won't get to speak to everyone in a day. There's so many people there. So practice, make mistakes, get to know how people talk and get to know what they ask and things like that. Do it again, try a bit better. By the time you get halfway through the day, you'll be comfortable. It will flow. It'll get better and better and better, and it's free. It's just your own time. Go do it. You'll make business relationships, you'll make money, and it will be the best thing you've ever done. So that's a big deal. Go to trade fairs, everyone. Luke says, is there a list of trade fairs and shows that you used to go to? I do have a list. I'll put a link somewhere where I've got a rough list of places you can go to. But if you just Google trade fairs, then quite a few will come up to begin with. But I do have a PDF list that you can get. I'll dig that out and I'll find it. I'll put it in Matt's group for you, Luke. Be who they want us to be. This is the other big tip. Okay, think of the situation in the eyes of the wholesaler. If you be who they want you to be, you're going to get yourself an account. So put yourself in their shoes, which is why I've been talking about why they don't like the situation. What are the reasons? Get to know them, get underneath their skin. So that way you can put yourself and place yourself as the type of person that they want you to be. Then your job's going to be way, way easier. So with that said, talking about being who they want you to be, we're going to get into the wholesale supply strategy numero uno. What do suppliers want? Suppliers, generally, the best case scenario is they want to deal with brick and mortar shops. If you're a brick and mortar shop, they will be chasing you for an account. That's the type of business they want to deal with. There is less competition in these scenarios because they are an independent shop. And so, they don't have the same instant price crashing and the stress that can happen online. Okay, so their ideal situation is if you're a shop, you'll get an account, as simple as that. So with that in mind, how can we actually put ourselves in a position where we can be a shop? Well, what you can do is, I mentioned this on Matt's Facebook group in one of my posts actually last week, develop relationships with local retailers. Now, you may know someone who owns a shop in your local town. One of your friends or one of your children's mothers may have a shop, or there'll be some connection, maybe someone that owns a shop. If you already know them, get chatting with them. And again, relationships, it's better to get to know them a bit better, or at least get speaking to them on a level where their guard is not instantly up. This makes a big difference. But long story short, develop a relationship. If you haven't got a relationship, take a little bit of time to do so. Get to know them. If an independent shop, ideally, get talking with them, maybe go in there, look at their staff, get chatting, get that guard down, get a relationship. And then here is the where you want to be ultimately. If they're busy doing their shop, they don't have time to sell online. A lot of these smaller retailers are not selling on Amazon. But if you mention to them that you're an online seller and you're having trouble getting wholesale supplies, they will never have trouble getting wholesale supplies. It's not an issue for them. They have wholesalers chasing them. So this is what you do. You buy them a drink or take them for coffee or something like that and say to them, look, here's the thing. I need to get some wholesalers in this niche that in this pet shop, for example, that you've got. I've got a pet website on Amazon and it's doing well, but I need more supplies. Next time you make a wholesale order, can I tag my order on the back? I'll give you some money to say thanks, just so I can get my order done. And then each time I make an order, I'm going to give you 20 quid to say thank you for doing it. It's no extra for them. And maybe they'll actually get better deal, because the more they buy, the better price they might get. So they may go up a bracket and get a better price. So it may actually be better for them. Or you can say, I'll give you a percentage of the profits. I'm going to give you 5-10% of the profits that I make from that extra stuff. Do it like that. Or say, let's go into business together. Let's set up a new Amazon account and then share the profits. There are things you can do to get access to local retailers. Once you get access to local retailers, you will never have a problem getting wholesale accounts. You can even then start getting more wholesale accounts. You can contact more suppliers and say, hi, I'm working at the shop here, blah, 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 the pet shop. We're looking to open another account. Sure, no problem. You'll get another wholesale account. You start going through their stock lines. You start finding more profitable products. You sell them. Then you replenish them. It builds up. You see, you totally bypass the issue of getting wholesale accounts if you're a shop. So if you use that strategy, build a relationship, use a relationship you already got, develop a relationship with someone locally, something like that, all of a sudden, excuse me, you'll never have a problem ever again. So something really worth having a little think in your mind. Just think of the different people you know. Is there someone with a shop? Because let me tell you, that is a very powerful strategy. I've used it myself. Students that I've shown this to have used it, and it's been incredibly powerful. I was speaking to someone recently who was saying, Andy, literally, wholesalers aren't a problem anymore. I've got all the wholesalers I need. If I ever need more, I can get them. I'm good. So it's a really powerful strategy worth thinking about. Who do you know with a shop? It's going to help you out. It's going to mean basically you don't have to worry about wholesale suppliers. So that's one massive issue, totally bypassed. Look at local shop rentals. Here's the other thing. This might be a bit extreme, and you might think, well, maybe this isn't the case, but shops are, the high street, as we know, is dwindling now more and more and more. There are shops that are more and more are going up for rental. The people that own these shops and not being able to get them let, they're under pressure, because these guys, if they're not letting these shops, they're under to pay their rates and things like that. They may be costing them money. You can find shops maybe slightly out of the center, some of the side streets that aren't so well trodden. Those shops might be hurting for money right now. They might be thinking they've been out of circulation for 12 months, 2 years, 18 months. They might really need someone in there, because if they get someone to rent even a short term, then that's reset that whole period of having to pay rent, to pay business rates on their shop is reset, and they'll get another grace period before the council are going to want their money again. So even if you approach them and said, look, I'm starting a new business, I want to make a trial, will you do a short rental period? What can you do on the price? You might have to speak to 5, 6, 7 different ones, really lowball them. Doesn't have to be a big place, really doesn't matter. Try and get the best possible prices. Let me tell you, you can get stuff for surprisingly cheap prices. Literally, 150, 200 pounds a month. You can find shop rentals, depending where you agree a short lease period, say 3 months as a trial, and just say, I need a 3-month trial, and then afterwards, if it's all going well and everything's working out, we'll agree a 6-month and then a 12-month, or we'll go straight into a 12-month. Whatever you do, negotiate a super short lease period. You agree it. It's not going to cost you very much money at all. You get into it, and then once you get that shop, you've got a shop address. You get hold of a wholesaler and say, I'm just starting my shop. Here's the address. Here's the details. Sometimes they want to actually come and visit you. Fine, come and visit me. This is my shop. I'm just starting it up. They'll give you a wholesale account 100%. You spend those 3 months that you've got that shop for getting every single wholesale account you'll ever need in every type of resource, every different area. That small amount of money you've just invested in renting that shop for that short period of time will pay you back 100 times over, because you will have all the wholesale accounts you need. Now, yes, at some point, once you start making orders, because let me tell you that the whole gateway process, the gatekeeper of the accounts are there at the beginning. They're not there to keep check up. Are you still a shop? That's not how it works. It's there at the beginning. Once someone has checked and said, okay, we're happy that you're the type of person we want to do business with, that's it. You're good. You've got an account. You email them, you tell them what you want, it comes through, and that's it. If you get in touch with them in 3 months' time and say, hey guys, I'm changing my delivery address. I want it to go to my supply warehouse now in future. So can you change my on-file delivery address to this address, please? They're sure, no problem. That's fine. Get it done, move on. And then if you want, you can let that rental period go. Move out of the shop. You don't even have to move in the first place, but you can let that lease go. You've invested some money in your business, it will pay you back 10 times over. This is another really good strategy. If you want to get that whole issue of getting wholesale accounts, you want to get it out of the way, you could do that for 3 months, just absolutely smash opening all the accounts that you want. It's done. And you'll have the best accounts in all the different business sectors. You'll be able to get those accounts. You are good to go. So for for a relatively small amount of money in the investment, and there's all sorts of places you can then take it from there onwards. You may want to keep it on to use it as a storage location. If it was particularly cheap, you may think, well, I've got a storerooms here now, I'm going to keep it. It wasn't costing me very much, gets it out of my house. It's a lot cheaper than a warehouse. I'm going to use it. Great. All things you can think of. So these strategies will totally transform your opportunity to get wholesale accounts. They just will work. That's it. There's no sort of, oh yeah, that might work. It does work. So it's been proven time and time again. So if you want to bypass the whole negotiation strategy where you're going to have to start talking to them and start sort of getting over hurdles and doing all that sort of thing, breaking down the barriers, just do these ones. And there's no barriers to break down. They're going to say, yeah, you can have an account. So really, really powerful stuff, guys. All right. Something to think about.
This is fire, Andy. This is fire. Right, let me know in the comments who thinks this is super, super fire cool goodness. Let me know. Tell us.
Thank you.
Do you think this is cool? This is awesome.
Good.
Awesome.
I'm glad you
love it.
This is just strategy one. We've got 2 more.
More strategies. You've already given us gold, but no, that's amazing. Right, in the comments, John says fantastic. There will be some more coming. There's a delay. Lindsay says yes. Stephen says gold nuggets galore. Caroline says amazing. Tom says fire.
Hot
Kate
nuggets.
says fab. Awesome. Angelina says brilliant. Rob says hot nuggets.
Yeah,
Karen
like
says awesome. Says it's epic. Suresh says fire, Andy. Elijah says this is dope. James says great. Luke says great stuff. Joe says I'm burnt to a crisp. It's that fire. Awesome, man. Keep going. We're loving it.
Awesome.
Go for it.
Cool. Right. We're going to keep going. We're going to go into wholesale strategy number 2 now. So hold on to your seats. So here we go. Build a simple business website. Okay. This is where we're going to come in. I mentioned this on a post on the Facebook group the other day. Looking professional is very important. Okay, if you're an online seller, an e-commerce site owner is preferable. So if you are going to talk to people and you're going to talk to them, then they much prefer e-commerce sites. Okay, because Amazon sellers, they're the ones that automatically make wholesalers flinch. It's almost a dirty word, but if you're an e-commerce site owner, it's a lot more. It is easier for them to cope with because, again, you don't have the same competition issues that they sort of correspond with Amazon. So if you can present a professional image on a website to begin with, when you're going to your trade show and you're speaking to someone, if you can give them a business card and say, excuse me, if you can give them a business card with your business name and a link to a website and they can check you out and there's some information, you're going to look infinitely more professional compared to someone who doesn't have that. So create a simple one-page business website with a business name, contact information, email address to match that business name. Okay, this is really simple. You can do this really easily. You can get started on this tonight. There are website builders out there that are so easy. You can do this in half an hour. You can build a simple website, looks really professional, create a nice professional looking generic business name, and you can make use of it. Like, for instance, JC Retail Group Limited. For example, it doesn't say Pets Galore. It doesn't say Beauty R Us. JC Retail Group sounds professional and it's generic. So if you did want to move into another category later on, it's not going to cause problems with your website that you've created. It's a generic name. It looks professional. It sounds professional. And that's the way we want to have it. So if you have, I'm just using John Case as an example here because that was when I created this, I had him in mind. So if you create an email address at john@jcretailgroup.com, for example, how professional does that sound? And if you're website is JC Retail Group. You can have that on your business cards, and that's your email address. It all corresponds. It sounds like a much bigger business, and people will just take you more seriously. And that's what you need to do. This is what you need to do to get across the line with wholesale. People need to take you seriously. If they don't take you seriously, you're not going to get anywhere. So this is a really good opportunity to lay the foundations and put that perceived professionalism in front of people. So if you're going to a trade show and you create this type of business card, then it's going to make life a lot easier. Oops, we're not quite there yet. Okay, so you can use something like Wix, and you can create something very easily for half an hour, go through, and it will be very simple. Hello again, mate.
It's all right. Did you not hear me just say fire?
No, I didn't hear. All I heard was like a ringtone or something.
It was me going fire. Like, me, fire. Your gold nuggets are on fire tonight, Andy.
I'm dropping them.
Yeah, cornflakes come out.
It's raining hot nuggets right now.
Hot nuggets and cornflakes. Oh my God, we know Andy's in the building. Let's go. All
right, let's keep going. All right, so this is what I want you to do. So if you're going to go to a trade show, which I highly suggest you do, there's no reason why not. Go to a trade show. Just before you go, spend some time, just build a really simple website like this, so you can put it together. Yes.
Yeah, I think you might have to restart your screen sharing. I think it's paused.
Okay.
Are you on the same slide that says build a simple website, JC
Yes.
Retail Group?
Yeah, that's it. It's the same one. Look, here's my cursor.
Oh, sorry, mate. Yeah, go on, carry on. Sorry.
It's all good. I think we're all good. Cool. Okay, so build a simple business website, professional looking, and when you go to a trade show, it's going to make your life very much easier. And here's the tip. Here's the hot nugget tip. All right. When you create your business card, guys, if you can put your job title, everyone goes for the top title, right? When you build your own business, everyone fancies themselves as the CEO or chief marketing officer or something like that. It's quite cool. But if you give yourself a demotion for the day and put yourself as the senior buyer or the purchasing manager or something like that, automatically that places you in a bigger organization. So if you hand a card to someone and it's got your name on it as the senior buyer, then it puts you automatically in a bigger organization. So that perceived professionalism goes up another 3 notches. Someone actually looks into it. Close your Facebook, Andy. That's very not a good idea. There we go. So if you put yourself as the senior buyer or a purchasing manager, your perceived professionalism will go up tenfold, because they just imagine, you don't have to say anything, but in their mind, if you've got a purchasing department, if you've got a buying department, then all of a sudden, then you've got more opportunities, and people are thinking, oh, okay, this is a bigger company, this, that, and the other. So in their mind, it's a bigger company. They're going to take you more seriously. And that is the key to that, taking more seriously. So yeah, that's all I wanted for my strategy number 2. Build a simple website, do it really quickly and get into it, and see what you can do. Because as soon as you go to the trade show, you're going to be taken an awful lot seriously. You'll be able to connect with someone on a more professional level. And if they want to check you out, they'll find your website, they'll find your contact details on there. It will look professional. And that is how you do that.
Andy, have you got a screen?
Sorry?
You got a second screen?
Second screen, yes.
Yeah, I'm going to say, because I think something flashed up on Facebook you didn't want to flash up, but it didn't come through to us. I know it threw you off.
No, it's fine. No, I just heard a bong in my ears. That's all. I had a Facebook notification, so I just turned it off. That's all. It just threw me a bit. That's fine.
I thought the nightmare happened. Somebody had seen your midget porn collection. That's why I don't.
No. I just got, someone sent me a message, and that's all. I got the bong in my ears, so I just turned turned off Facebook, but that's what it was. Yeah, so Martin's just had a question here. It said, on your website, do you recommend using a phone number service to have an 0800, for example, rather than the phone number, or do you not share a phone number? Personally, I wouldn't have a phone number, but here's what you can do, Martin. If you have a phone number, people ring phone numbers. That's the trouble. And it might not always be convenient. You might not be in the zone with your business brain coming on. So I always try and steer people down the email route if possible. But you've got telephone answering services now, which are really professional. And you'll have a receptionist answering the phone, giving your business name when they answer it. So they can say, hello, JC Retail Group. How can I help you? Yes, I'm looking for the purchasing manager, Andrew Lawrence, please. He's not available at the moment. Can I leave a message and he'll get straight back to you? Yeah, certainly. It's so-and-so from this wholesalers. You can ask them a call. No problem at all. Thank you for calling JC Retail Group. Have a nice day. And then they will text you that information and that guy's number and what he had to say. And then you can phone him back. Jobs are good.
You're
very professional.
Quite the actor, aren't you, Andy? You could be in Coronation Street or something, or EastEnders. You were quite the actor there. I love that little role. No, I'll tell you what, though, guys. What I've been doing is I've been ticking the questions. So we'll do Q&A at the end rather than like keep it in his flow. I know that's only one, and it's no problem, Mike. And it was a good question, but we'll do Q&A at the end. So if you guys have got any questions, put them in the chat box. Tick the little thing next to them, and it makes them red and puts a Q in there. And then we'll do our best to get through as many as we can at the end. Okay. So by all means, questions, tick it, all good. So it's fire. I'll let you carry on, Andy.
All right, cool. So we've got one more wholesale strategy to go through next, which is also a bit of a banger. So we'll move on. Yeah, questions at the end is the best way to do that. I just caught sight of that at the corner of my eye. But yeah, it's a really good one. And you certainly could do something like that. And that, again, sends your professional level off the chart if you did something like that. So here is wholesale strategy number 3. And you can do this tonight. All right. You can get started on this straight away, which is what I want you to do, people. More than anything, I want you to take action on this information and get some value out of this training. Okay. So subscribe to trade magazines. Okay. They're a really powerful resource for a number of reasons. Have you got something to say, Matthew? Or are you just
I just search for XXX Industry Trade Magazine. I'm like, yes. It's 4Xers, but I thought it looked like Triple X.
Yeah, don't actually for XXX Industry. That's a totally different thing. But Matt's tuned into that type of thing. He's just he sees it even where it isn't. I've put an extra X in there just in case. But yeah, search for XXX blank. You name the niche industries trade magazine, and that's where you'll find it. But trade magazines, let me tell you, they are so powerful because there's so many reasons why they're going to be useful. They are the industry trade magazine, so they're going to know stuff that you won't find anywhere else. They're quite oftentimes they're free. You just put in your company details. They're going to send you a trade magazine for free. Okay, and in the trade magazines, they will have details of suppliers quite often. And not only that, they'll have details of industry-specific trade shows. There might be smaller trade shows that are just only known within the industry and publicized through trade magazines. You're going to find out about it. It's business to business, people. So unless you're in the business, you're not going to know about it. And Google doesn't always tell you about this stuff. You get a trade magazine, you're in the business, you're going to know about a smaller local trade show, and they're everywhere. And you can go to these trade shows, meet up with these people. You won't find these details anywhere else, not on the internet, nowhere. You can connect with them person to person, use your professional looking website with your professional looking business card. You're going to get yourself some wholesale suppliers. There's going to be way less competition because people haven't got these because they're not subscribing to trade magazines. They're not getting out from behind their computer and going and speaking to these people, taking the time to do this. If you go out of your way and take your time to build relationships, you'll get best quality wholesale suppliers. And with that, you'll find less competition and you'll find more profit. And then you'll be able to replenish and build your business bigger and bigger because you can then replenish the good sellers and keep replenishing. It's more of a passive thing. You're not only as good as your last deal like you can be with OA, your work rate can be potentially less if you're just restocking lines and finding new lines as you go along. It's a much more stable business model. So let me tell you, this is absolutely an amazing thing you can do tonight. Go on Google and look for pet industry trade magazine, beauty industry trade magazine, whatever the niche you want to get into. Find smaller niches, find the trade magazines. And here is the big one. All right. This is the golden of all hot golden nuggets. If you go to this, are you ready? Are you waiting? All right, hold tight. If you go to the trade magazine website, there'll be a website. Once you found it, go to that website. Quite often, not every time, but quite often, there'll be a tab there and it will say supplier contact details or supplier index. And they will have their own tab on their website where they've got industry trade suppliers. So these are not just random suppliers they found on Google. This is the people that are the industry trade show. My voice is going, sorry. The people that are within the industry, they're the ones making the trade magazine. They know all the people in the industry. They know all the best suppliers. If they're going to put an index of trade suppliers on their website, you better believe they are the best trade suppliers in that industry. So they are doing the hard work for you. They are finding the best wholesale suppliers and making it on their website. By the way, if you're in our industry, maybe you want to check out these suppliers. If you find those suppliers on those websites, you know, that's it. They're the ones that you go for. And you don't have to troll through the trade shows. You don't have to try and kiss a few frogs and find the right ones. They will be the best wholesale suppliers on that tab that will say details of suppliers. They won't all, but if you find them, those ones are going to be hot. So yeah. And you know, no one else does this because I'm the one that's up until midnight trying to find these little places that people aren't looking. People aren't looking here. You get into the industry, you go undercover, and you find these items within the industry. So you do a bit of ninja stealthness. You put yourself in that industry. And then once you get in the industry, you start talking to people. There may be even social get together networking events that you'll see in these magazines. Go to the networking events, start speaking to people, and then they'll just start talking about the suppliers and this, that, and the other, and other things will come up. And you can make notes and you'll find them. And these are the ones that no one else will have. And if they have, then there's not going to be hardly any people. So the further you go into that rabbit hole, the better and the stronger and the more powerful, more profitable the suppliers will be, because there'll be less competition. You're so deeper. Just by the trade magazine website, you're already deep. You go to the trade magazine website, supplier section, you're even deeper. And these are the guys that are in the know that are giving you these suppliers. So you're deeper than deeper than deep. And you ain't going to find them on Google. They're not listed on Google. They're listed on here. And the only way you can do it is to uncover it and then go there physically. Can't search for it. You've got to do a bit of work. And that's where they are. And that's where you're going to find them. And they're going to be the best ones. So go out of your way, spend a bit of time, do that sort of thing. You're going to do it. So that is strategy number 3. Search tonight. Subscribe to trade magazines. Start getting them every month. And you can look through those trade magazines, take the time, get a cup of tea, look through. You'll find supplier details. You'll find details of industry trade shows. Go to them as well. You know, uncover them, spend a bit of time, do a bit of work. You're going to find much, much better wholesale suppliers straight away. Let me tell you, they're going to be really, really good. All righty. So that was wholesale strategy number 3. So action steps. I want you to think about: create a simple website for your business. I don't know why I'm looking on that screen. Create a simple website for your business address. Create business cards to match your website contact details. Choose a trade show to attend and get started. Go to the trade shows. All right. Look for them and go to them. Take action on what I'm showing you here. And I guarantee you will be doing some really good business if you start taking action on these things, because this is stuff that you will not find anywhere else. Because the reason why is because I'm creating these strategies and I'm doing it through time served, through experimentation. I don't follow the crowd. If anything, the crowd follows me, because when I started, I didn't have access to other people to listen to and to show me the way. I had to figure it out myself. And I built my business figuring it out for myself, thinking, putting myself in the shoes of the wholesale suppliers, putting myself in, how can I make this work? How can it be better? How can I do this? How can I do that? So that's what I want to see you do. Do the abnormal stuff will get you exponential results. Hey, Matt, have you got anything to say, or are you just coming to join me?
Yeah, I was just thinking about that video you showed me a day or two ago from one of your students on
Hmm.
your wholesale domination course, and it was like you were like, "Ah, take a look at this, Matt. This is awesome." And I'm like, "Wow, it really was." He was like, "What did he say?" I mean, I don't know. It's Sam, but
Yeah.
he's like £1,000 a day within. Like, is that what he said?
Yeah, Sam. Yeah, he was on the last wholesale course. Then he started having £500 days after following through and getting wholesale suppliers, and now he's up to £1,000 days as a result of taking my course and getting into this. So yeah, it's crazy when he made that video for me. I'm like, oh, dude, that is amazing and such a nice, rewarding feeling, you know.
We should play that video shortly, just to let, because it's only a short one, isn't it? But people will see it. So maybe we'll play it in a bit if you can screen share it. I don't know, but yeah, go for it. Carry on.
Yeah,
Sorry for interrupting.
No, that's fine. Yeah, look up industry trade catalogs and search for the recommended suppliers. These are all things you can get started on tonight. And let me tell you, your business will thank you for it. Okay, so what's next? I want to talk to you a little bit about my Wholesale Domination 5-week course, if that's all right, Matt. Are we okay to do that?
All gravy.
All
It's
right.
been fire nuggets, and you've got some more fire nuggets and Q&A and stuff coming up short.
I'm really excited about this section because this is the bit that I've never done before, and this is just for you guys. All right, so we're going to get to the Q&As just after I've gone through this bit, but I'm really excited to tell you about this. Okay, I'm reopening my 5-week wholesale domination course. This is the course that I take through people step by step from scratch all the way into my advanced strategies, the type of stuff that I figured out for myself that are working, and I've kind of distilled what I do on a regular basis into a step-by-step course, and I'm pleased to say it's had really good results. A lot of the people are doing very well as a result of it, which is, for me, is everything. If I can make a bit of a difference in people's lives by helping them in this way, it's, for me anyway, it's as good as it gets. So if you would like my help to take you through the whole process of building an Amazon wholesale business from scratch, then here's what I can do for you. Okay, the 5-week course, I'm not going to go through all this really too much detail, but these are the different modules that we're going to go through: the wholesale principle, the supply chain, the type of stuff, a bit more detail on what we've been talking about tonight. And then we're going to get into the deal and advanced deal analysis on module 2. And every module, by the way, each week is a module. So at the end of each week, we're going to have a live get together, and we're going to go through each module. So everything that we've done on the previous week, we're going to get together on a webinar like this, and we're going to talk about it. So if there's any questions or anything you have, you can ask me and I'll tell you there and then. We'll work it through, so no one gets left behind. There's no situation where you're not sure about anything. You ask me, I'm going to tell you, and as long as it takes, I'm going to be there to help you through it. That's the deal, and that's how it works. So we've got advanced. Yeah, Matt.
Sorry. So basically what you're saying is it's a 5-week structured course. Mm-hmm. Each week you get a bunch of content delivered, and then you get a Q&A call or a Q&A section. Is it on the same call? Is it 2 different calls? How's that work?
Yep, it's the same call. Basically, we're going to get together at the end of every week. Any questions that we've had from the week's stuff, we're going to go through that. We're going to talk a little bit about the what we've just been looking at through that particular section and that week. And so we're just going to go over it. Any questions, we're going to go there on the session. So yeah, it's a live
feedback, so that you get to consume that week's content, and then you get to jump on a call like this with Andy and ask him everything about that week's content. So no stone left unturned. Whatever question, however intense, however in depth it gets, Andy will answer it and help you through it. So that's cool. Go for Andy.
No, I insist on it really, because that's important to me, is that you understand how it works. I'd much rather you say I don't understand, so I can go over it for you and take you through it step by step. So we've got advanced deal analysis. You have to be sure about your skills in analyzing a deal, because wholesale, you're taking it up a notch, so you have to make sure you know what you're doing. So we're going to go through understanding the data. So if you're not sure, by the end of it, you'll be a ninja at understanding the data and making absolutely bang on buying decisions, finding replenishable stock, perfect focus. Mindset is massive, guys. Mindset is so important. After teaching people for a number of years now, the people that take action and get it right time and time again, the people that have got their mindset right, and the people that put barriers in their own way and maybe a bit unsure and a bit not confident, they're the ones that need the help. And so I've got some really good stuff about focus, mindset, getting your head in the game, because when you get your head straight, that's when stuff happens. It's happened for me, as soon as I get my head right and I'm positive and thinking in the right direction, things happen for me. And that's so important with this type of thing. So, that's a big deal for me. Then with module 3, we're going to go through liquidation supplier strategies, negotiation strategies as well, actually negotiating with the suppliers, building long-term connections as well, that pay dividends over years, unlocking profitable new markets, additional high profit strategies, the secrets of shipping pallets on Amazon, wholesale scaling options. We're going to scale up once we get through to module 4. We're going to actually really pimp it up and push through into much higher levels at this stage. Then we get into module 5, which will blow your mind. If you think this is good, guys, this will be crazy. My secret wholesale weapon strategies, the stuff that really takes your business up to the next level, the stuff that you're just going to say, this is unbelievable. How to find exclusive off-market deals, hybrid wholesale strategies. This is something that I call my hybrid wholesale strategy. I made it up. It's something I've developed in my business. You won't find it anywhere else, basically. Advanced liquidation strategies. And basically, the stuff that once I show you how to start doing it, rinsing, repeating, building it up and scaling the business, module 5 will be a bit at another level. So this is pretty good stuff, even if I have to say so myself. But wait, there's more, because here is what I've been really excited to talk to you about, guys. Okay, the live viewer bonus. All right, I've never done this before, and I'm pretty excited to do this. If you book your place on the course tonight, I would like to invite you to a live one-day wholesale training implementation event, a physical event at a hotel. We're going to get together. Myself, Matt, and Team SWP will be on hand throughout the day to help you implement the wholesale domination training. We're going to go through it all, and we're going to actually start doing the stuff on the course. I'm going to be there with you live. And afterwards, we're going to have a dinner and a social networking event at the end of the day as well. So, go on, Matt, if you've got something to say to that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I love it. That's worth it alone. That's worth it alone, and it's like a bonus for you guys at amazing.
Yeah. No, it is, because here's the thing. A lot of people that come on my courses, I've done this quite a few times when I've created this type of course. There's always someone that doesn't take action, and it breaks my heart when people pay for a course and they don't take action, because I can give them all the information, but I physically can't make them do it. But sometimes people just need that extra help for them to be with you and to say, look, this is how you're going to do it. This is how you're going to do it. So if you're someone that maybe needs a little bit more extra help, or you need that motivation, what you can do, you can come on this day and we're just going to do it. We're going to be there. We're going to build the websites. We're going to go through, show you how to put the websites together, give you the benefit of our experience, and we're going to physically help you do this. Go through the content. Any questions, we're going to show you. We're going to help you build the websites, help sort of look for wholesale suppliers, and we're literally going to get it done there and there. So if you're someone that struggles to actually take action on the stuff you're looking at, this is as good as it gets, because we're physically going to do it together. And this is what you're going to get as part of it, as a bonus, if you order tonight, okay? And it will include a dinner. Once we've done the stuff and we've got it and we've done it together, we're going to have dinner, and we can have a few drinks afterwards, and we can chat, and it's going to be just the whole day is going to be cool. And I'm really looking forward to doing this part of it, because I think this will move the needle for a select few people. This will be the thing that actually pushes you over the line and really gives your business a massive kickstart. So this I'm really excited to implement. with you. So what we've got here to sum up is the 5-week wholesale domination video course, complete step-by-step blueprint of building a long-term successful wholesale business, plus lifetime access to the private students only Facebook group, where I will be on hand to offer ongoing help and support. And I mean lifetime when I say lifetime. There are people, including Stephen, who's in this chat box tonight, who took my Wholesale Academy course in 2016, and he'll vouch I'm still in the FBA Academy Facebook group. He still gets access, and I will still help anyone that asks questions in that group. I'm always there. It's a lifetime commitment, and anyone has a question about anything to do with Amazon, if you're a student of mine, you're a student for life. That's how it works. I don't leave anyone behind. Never have, never will do. You got anything to add to that, Matt?
No. All I can say is, from what I've seen, you go above and beyond for all of your students, like in a way that I see nobody else do. So, like you say, Stephen joined your course way back in. It wasn't a wholesale course, because this is only the second time you've offered this course.
Yes, that's right.
But I went to course in 2016, and he's still part of your community. He's still asking questions and gets them answered whenever he wants. So you always do go above and beyond for your clients, customers, and members and stuff, and I love that.
Yeah, that was the online arbitrage course, the basics that I was teaching people, taking people from zero through to starting making money using online arbitrage. And thank you, Simon and Stephen, who are saying that they can vouch for that as the case. I think there's two Simons, but Simon actually made over £5,000 in his first 30 days after taking my online arbitrage course. So he did particularly well. I'm very proud of that. So on top of that, lifetime access, lifetime access, weekly live coaching Q&A calls to answer your questions as we work through each weekly module, plus lifetime email support. You've got a question, you can email me. Honestly, I'm here for you. That's important to me. And as a bonus, if you order this evening, you are invited to spend the day with me, Matt, and the SWP girls for a 1-day wholesale domination training event, which I can't wait for. I'm really pumped about that. That will be coming in early June. The date is to be confirmed, but it will be early June, and we'll make sure everyone knows the date, and that it'll be plenty of notice before that happens, so we can all get together and make that a reality. I'm seriously looking forward to that. It's going to be awesome. So here's the deal. Did you just?
No, I can't go for it, mate.
Okay. Here's the deal. Okay, I know that a lot of online Amazon courses are priced between £2,000 and £5,000. You've probably seen them, but I want to help as many people as possible. That's always what I try and live by. So with this course, I priced the whole course, including the Facebook group access, the weekly coaching calls, the email support, plus the live event bonus at £997 plus the VAT. Or if you haven't got all that much up front, you can pay 3 installments of £359 a month, if that makes it easier for you. And that is how we're going to do it. And lastly, but not leastly, the 30-day money-back guarantee. Ultimately, I want to help you build your wholesale business. That's the thing what I am hoping that you can do, and help you achieve your goal. But if for any reason you're not happy, I'm not going to twist your arm, make you jump through loops, make you write letters or anything else like that. If you contact me and ask me for a refund, I'm going to give you a refund. That's it. That's as simple as that, really, guys. I want you to be happy. I want you to build your business. That's what is important to me. But if that, for whatever reason, doesn't happen, you're going to get your money back. Alrighty, that is the Wholesale for Amazon FBA training event, and that is my course. And join me. I really want to help you in your business, and if you can steer your way clear to joining me on this course, I'd love to see you at a live event. I'd love to help you face to face, build your business, and go through this 5-week course, because it is a passion of mine. It is something that is important to me. I love helping people. I love training and teaching people. I get a lot out of it. And so if you can make it, I'd love to work with you. It's going to be a lot of fun, and hopefully I can make a real difference in your life. That would be cool.
Awesome. Love it. So basically, what Andy's offering, it's a 5-week online course which is structured video content, split up into 5 modules that takes you from start to finish, on your whole sale journey. So the thing that everybody struggles with, the thing that nobody seems to be able to do, Andy breaks it down in a way that I've never seen anybody else able to do. I mean, I gave up on trying to find wholesale suppliers. I know everybody else I spoke to gave up on it, but it's Andy's core business. And there's some people silently making a ton of money and a ton of sales in a lot more protected market. And I don't mean like price fixing protected. I just mean like the Unga Bungas, as I call them. They're buying Argos deals, they're buying Asda deals, and they're buying Tesco deals. And there's definitely room for that. You still got to, there's room for OA, and there's room for having a wide kind of product range and stuff. But if you want to take your business to the next level, then adding a wholesale element to it in a way that nobody else is doing, because they can't, because they give up on it. That's what Andy's basically going to help you to do, is take you from start to finish, knowing nothing about wholesale, and then getting a ton of suppliers signed up, able to buy those deals, real suppliers, real wholesalers, not the fake ones, in a way that only Andy knows how to do. So he's going to give you that in a 5-week structured online course, but also each week you're going to jump on it with him and get a live Q&A call. So any problems, any concerns, any frustrations, any nudges in the right direction, any mindset issues, maybe you're holding yourself back, maybe you need a little bit of mentoring, Andy can do that live with you each week on a call just like this, a group call, whereby he'll help you directly with that week's module or whatever sticking points you're getting. So you're getting the live course and you're getting the live Q&A calls. What else was it, Andy? You're getting the free lifetime email support, which is worth the price of this course alone.
Yeah.
And maybe I forgot something, but the biggest thing for me, and I would say Andy could charge the entire price he's charging for this course. He could charge that whole lot just for the one bonus for you guys if you buy tonight, which is basically coming along to a live event early to mid-June kind of time, date to be announced, whereby not only is he going to be able to go through the content that matters to you in a deeper, more intimate level that you've learned over the 5-week course, but he's also going to basically be able to help you implement this stuff. And I'm going to be there. The SWP crew will be there. So whether that's me and Holly, it will definitely be me and Holly. Whether it's me, Holly, and Beck as well, we'll have to ask Beck, see what she's doing that day and if she wants to join us. But, Beck's always up for a good laugh and she enjoys these kind of things. So there's a good chance Beck will be there. But it'll definitely be me, Andy, and Holly. Maybe me, Andy, Holly, and Beck. And we'll be able to help you, hands-on with your whatever you need to do to implement it. You see, the biggest thing that people fail with is in online courses is lack of implementation. If you're one of the people that struggles to implement, that knows that they buy the courses, but they put them on the metaphorical virtual shelf to be dealt with later. If you know you're one of those people and you struggle to implement, then you need this, because this is going to take that problem away and make it implementation day. So you're going to learn everything on the 5-week course. You're going to have the 5 weeks worth of Q&A calls live where you can talk to Andy. You're going to have the lifetime support. You're going to have the access to his private Wholesale Domination Facebook group where he's super active and helps people in there. So you've got a whole support package, and you're getting the live event day, which is amazing. And we're going to really, really, really super enjoy that. So, that's the package, isn't it, Andy?
That is the package. That's it. And I think that the live event day on its own could easily be it's its own event. It's its own standalone thing. And you could easily it's dinners included. We've got the social event, and we're physically going to help you with the business. We're going to start the actual training is going to start in a week's time. We're going to get started on that. But the separate event is early June, and that is an implementation day. So we're going to be teaching you stuff. We're going to be showing you stuff you can get started straight away. But the implementation day is going to be in early June. The date, we've still got to confirm the date because we've got a few logistical things to sort out, but we'll give you plenty of time to make sure you can attend it and get there. But we're going to be showing you how to do it, how to get there. And if there's anything you're not sure, we're going to be right there, and we're going to get everyone to their goals and make sure we're implementing the stuff taught on the course while we go through the implementation day. That's the idea, and that's what we want to do.
this is not just another course. This is not just another course that you're going to put on the shelf. Basically, you're getting a full content package. You're getting a full massive support package, the Facebook group, the email support, the constant contact with Andy, everything you need, the Q&A calls each week. You're getting a full support package, and you're getting the live event day. The live event day is worth the cost of this alone. But it's almost like you've got two things that are worth the money that are being charged. Do you know what I mean? It's like amazing.
Yeah.
So that's cool, Andy. If you've got anything more to add, by all means, go for it. Something that I would love you to do, share that video of Sam's, and then we'll go to Q&A if you can.
So if I can find it.
Yeah, see if you can find it and get it up.
Yeah.
Chris says, hi, Andy Matt. Can't get further than the PayPal button.
Oh, that's not good.
No, that's not good.
Has anyone else got a problem like that? Just if anyone else has gone that far.
If you're struggling with the payment thing, let us know, and I'm gonna mute my mic and then give Ollie a shout to have a look.
Yep. So I'm just going to see if I can find this video. I do have it here somewhere.
Check this video out, guys, and then we'll go to the Q&A. We'll get your questions answered, or some of them anyway. At least some of them. Obviously, don't want them to be too late at night. So,
okay, we've got it queued up here. So I'm going to move it over here. Okay, I'll leave it here actually. That's fine. I'm going to share the screen again. I have no idea if the audio is going to come through. It's going to come through my mic actually, because it'll be system audio, won't it? But I'll turn the volume up. What am I going to do? It's interesting. How am I going to do that?
Put the earphone up to the.
I can change it. I can do it on here, I think. Let's see what happens. Okay, I can't hear you now, Matt, but let me just do this. Oh, it's behind here. Yeah. Okay. Do this. 1 second, guys.
Stephen says, does the meal have to be vegan? No, Stephen, the meal does not have to be vegan. No, the meal's going to be included as well. So you'll get the meal included, which is cool. And it doesn't have to be vegan, but there will be vegan options for me and Ollie.
Okay, cool. So I've sorted this out now. Let me just try it again. Screen share. That one. Okay. I'm going to have to do it through my mic, so I'll turn the volume up.
Hi guys, my name's Sam. I'm a recent student of Andy's Wholesale Domination course, and I just wanted to give a little bit of feedback on how the course went for me. So at the beginning of February 2019, I jumped straight in with 2 feet to Andy's Wholesale course. The course content is great itself. It's a video step-by-step training that will teach you everything from learning the basics of Amazon, how to set up an Amazon account, how to learn the basic fundamentals of Amazon, right through to learning some advanced strategies that only Andy's course itself will be able to teach you, and how to grow your wholesale Amazon business to the next level. Some numbers for you. So my products, after finding some really good, decent wholesalers, I've got some products on board. My products went live at the beginning of April. Within my first day of my products going live, I had a £500 day, which pretty much blew my mind. And even better, on the second day after that, I've been having £1,000 days. So yeah, you can just see the power of wholesale, and especially through Andy's Wholesale Domination course. If you really want to set up an Amazon business, especially getting into wholesale, Andy's Wholesale Domination course is definitely the one you want to try out, because it's been a massive game changer for me. Cheers, guys.
Oh, bless him.
Hi, guys.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I thought it was worth sharing. I know you've got a few, but I thought it was worth sharing because it was a particularly cool one. His products went live early April, and he's getting £1,000 days. It's like that's awesome, amazing.
Yeah.
And that's straight from the horse's mouth. Nobody's been paid or anything. There's no actors. It's not a Fiverr gig. He's a real guy. Do you know what I mean? In this community, and has managed to smash it with Andy's advice, which is awesome. So Something else you didn't mention, Andy, but are you giving away your FBA Academy course as well?
Yes, it's a good point to make, actually. I did forget to mention that if anyone is actually not done that much on Amazon at all and is starting from scratch, my FBA Academy course that Stephen has taken and that Simon has taken and made $5,000 in his first month when he took it, that will also be available in the members area. So if you've not done anything at all, I know a lot of you guys will have done OA. You'd like to think you've got some Amazon experience. If you haven't, that's cool. I'm going to give you my full course that I charge £500 for that course, and that is going to be part of this as well. So it's good to, even if you've got some knowledge on Amazon, you may as well go through that again, because there may be some nuggets in there that you didn't know, or explained in a way that may actually complete a few things for you. So that is additionally in the members area. I want you to have everything at your disposal. So it's literally zero, all the way up to advanced. Online arbitrage, understanding the deal. So you've got basic deal analysis, understanding keeper data, reading the data, all the way up to advanced deal analysis. You've got everything.
Cool. So Mandy says, we'll second what Sam says, seeing results already from the course. Stephen says, I can also vouch for Andy's FBA Academy course. This is what got me into Amazon in the first place in 2016. Yeah, some really nice comments and stuff.
Should we get into some questions?
Yeah, let's do Q&A. Right, Q&A, guys.
Let's do that.
Okay, so I'll try and read some out, and then you can answer them, Andy.
Let's do that.
So I scrolled right back down to one that's been queued. John says, it is understandable that a one-on-one meeting is perfect to establish a great first impression. Sometimes it's just impossible to attend one. And if left with a phone call, how to leave a first good impression despite the predisposition of the gatekeeper to kick you out ASAP. Did you get that?
Yeah, I did. I mean, I think you should be able to get to a trade show if you want to make it work. If you can take a day off work or something like that, just see and what you can do to make it work. But if there's literally no way you possibly can, then okay, email and phone are the next best things. It's not ideal, but you've just got to make sure you're as professional as you can. And practice is a big deal. Make sure you've got your business name right, you've got your website and everything in a row, so you can practice and get used to what questions they're asking you, and then try and make sure you are the man and answer those questions in what they're asking you for. Maybe the great thing about a trade show is there's so many of them. You can practice and practice and practice and practice, and you've got infinite amounts of wholesalers to try and speak to, and you will get success that way. With the phone call, you may have to make many phone calls, and some of them won't go to plan. But this is the other thing when it comes down to mindset. People are going to say no. So you've got two choices. You can either give up and go home, or you can give up and say, I'm not going to do it anymore. Or you can pick up the phone and do it again, or you can walk to the next wholesaler and ask them again, because mindset is absolutely right. Some people will say no, but a lot of people are going to say yes. And you don't need everyone to say yes. You need some people to say yes. And that is the thing. The only thing that will stop you is yourself. If you have the tenacity to keep going, find the suppliers, keep asking people, knocking on the door, you'll find the right people, you'll get the right answers, and you'll keep going. So yeah, if you're ever doubting whether it will work, it's a tried and tested method for me. It's a tried and tested method that I've distilled and other people have taken and gone and had success with, as Sam has just explained in that video, and many other people have taken and they go on. So if you're in doubt, then it's a personal doubt, and I can help you with that as well, because that's what I'm here for. Sometimes if you just need a team talk and you just need someone to say it's going to be all right, we can get through it, I'll be there for you as well. So that's all part of the training, is to be like a mentor, or maybe someone just to say it's been rubbish today, I haven't got to where I want to get to, but tomorrow's another day and you can go again and you can find it and you can dig deep and you'll get there. And I'm there, I'm with you along the way as long as you need me, and indefinitely. Even if there's something totally different related in 2 years' time, you contact me. I'm going to help you if I can, to the best of my abilities. No one gets left behind.
Hey, I don't know if I want to cry or if I want to buy, but it's one of them. I'm like, I think I'm welling up. I'm like, oh, I want Andy to help me 2 years from now when I'm having a breakdown. I want him in. No, that's awesome. And I can tell it's from the heart. And it has made me well up a little bit. So I don't know if I'm emotionally unstable or something. Right, David says, if you have an exclusive deal, how do you deal with Amazon coming after the product when it proves popular?
You know what? I don't think they do. If Amazon's going to come after a product when it proves popular, it has to prove very popular. A popular item, as far as Amazon's concerned, is a lot. I mean, when it's on their radar, it gets on their radar because it's going, 50, 60, 70, 80 times a day. Great problem to have. If Amazon are coming after you, you're having a pretty good day, as far as I'm concerned. And you can't do anything about that. I'm not sure it still happens these days. Maybe it is. It's anecdotal information if that's happening. But ultimately, if you're doing well in your business, I don't think it's going to be an issue. You don't set up a business expecting Amazon to steal your product and kick you down the road. I don't think it's a positive way to look at it. And I think you need to be going crazy to get on their radar. There's lots of very good selling items that Amazon aren't going anywhere near, that are very strong selling items that Amazon aren't on. So yeah, I think you're okay. And certainly it's a really good tactic to use for sure.
Suresh says, Andy, what works best in your experience? Profit share with shop owner or fixed fee for every order?
I think it depends on a per person basis. You've got to judge it on the person that you're speaking to. If they're more business savvy, they might say, you know what, let's do a profit share. That's going to suit me. You can ask them, what do you want? Have the conversation. If you really know them well and you're good friends with them, and they'll say, look, can I chuck you 20 quid to tag it on? Really casual, really cool. Then maybe they're like, yeah, whatever, I'll help you out. No problem. Doesn't bother me. I'm making the order anyway. You tell me, you look it up and email me the stuff. I'm going to sort it out. It's not a problem. So it all depends on that individual relationship. And yeah, if you throw them a few pounds, then that's all good. If they want to do a more official business relationship, then you can look into that as well. But the key is to have the relationship, start having a conversation and see where it leads you and see what you can do. Just get started. That's the main thing. It's the important thing.
Cool. There's so many questions here, so I might skip a few, guys, because obviously we don't want it to be like 10 o'clock job. So, but Martin says, I have potential access to using an industrial unit warehouse address. Would that be a suitable option instead of a shop? Will I need to have all initial deliveries sent there?
Yeah, I mean, that would work as well. If you've got a commercial premises, that will go down well as well. Obviously, they're going to ask where you're going to be selling the items. Now, a shop it's self-explanatory. If you've got a warehouse, that will, if you're going to a trade show, for example, having a warehouse location will be a big tick against your name, but maybe you might have to go in from being an e-commerce seller rather than than a shop owner because you've got a warehouse. But that's all cool. That's going to go in your favor. It all goes down to being professional, looking like a proper sorted outfit. So that's something to think about. But yeah, that would work well as well. Yeah, for sure.
Cool. Jonathan says, Andy, would you suggest having a professional email signature with your job title and the company details at the bottom?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a really good tip. Again, if you're making any email communications, job title at the bottom, just imagine everyone's got a job of some sort. And in most business, you have a pre-created signature with your job title and a few bits of bobs. Something like that looks professional, and it's everything that just those little bits will all add up to a lot later on down the line. It's what people are used to seeing, and if they see it, it just adds up to the professionalism. So yeah, it's a good one to add for sure.
Cool. Andrew says, do you deal with liquidation wholesalers the same way?
Yes and no. In terms of getting hold of them, absolutely yes. In terms of strategy in selling them, possibly not. There are 2 different things or 3 different things that you could do. There's a lot to go into, but yeah, there are different strategies. The great thing about liquidation suppliers is you might be able to get hold of an amount and that's all of it, or they might be split between 1 or 2 people. And so if your competition has got it, they may have a limited supply of that item. So you could potentially sit on that item, wait till they sell out, and actually get the full RRP or even more for that item. So there are other strategies come into play with liquidation suppliers, and we'll be going through that on the course. But yeah, there are many different strategies you can that you can implement depending on what you're dealing with. But I really like the buy and hold technique of controlling a product line, getting hold of it, buying it, and then saying, right, that guy's now sold out. I'm the only one selling this on Amazon. I'm going to get the full. It's worth waiting 3 months because now I'm going to get full RRP, or maybe even 150% return with this product. So lots of different strategies, and yeah, we'll be going through all of that stuff on the course for sure.
Cool. Martin says, do you only use FBA or do you use eBay and other channels?
Yeah, I do. Not as much anymore, alas. I started on eBay. I love eBay. It's just not scalable as Amazon, unfortunately. I like to travel whenever possible, and I need everything to be in FBA to work for me. So yeah, not as much as I would like to. It's, I still feel a bit disloyal on Amazon these days because I started with eBay and it's come from 2005, earlier than that, 2004 maybe. I was messing around and selling quite a lot on eBay, and it's Amazon's a much better platform for scaling, for to be able to find markets and to be able to find deals. It works far better. So that's where I'm at.
Andy, just a little question from me, really. If they was to change eBay and create, because I think they are talking about it or in the process of doing it, but create like FBA style centers for eBay, like fulfillment by eBay instead of Amazon, would that change things? Would that change the way you felt about it or not?
Sure. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I've heard rumors that might be a thing. If they actually manage to roll it out, I'd be very excited at that, because the same opportunities then are available. And if you don't mind manually fulfilling and manually shipping orders, there's no reason, once you've identified good selling items on Amazon, there's no problem in doing a search on eBay and seeing what's going on there, because if they work on eBay as well and you don't mind shipping them out manually, that's another marketplace, another opportunity to make money. So it's not dead by far. There's still great opportunities, but for me personally, I like to be able to send it all in and let Amazon deal with the back end process. It just suits me and my lifestyle. But yeah, eBay's still got a lot of opportunities, and who knows where it's going to end up in the future. So yeah, still possibility.
What you didn't mention so much tonight is that the fact that you love travel, and like that you make that like a cornerstone of kind of like the way you live and your lifestyle. You love to travel. Yeah. And obviously selling via FBA means that you can you can process all your stock, throw it into FBA and then go away for a while and let it just sell. Yeah. And you don't have to do anything more at that point physically with the stock until you come back, and then you do it all over again, which is really cool. And it's not as easy to do that on eBay.
No, exactly. That is just part of my own personal decision about how I create. I like to have more slower selling items that I can send in, and I know that they're going to sell over that period of time. I send in more, and then I can just go and relax and just keep a check on everything from my laptop, which is how I like to do it.
Love it. Maurice says, "What was the date of the event?" It was to be announced, Maurice, but it's June, early June. That's the plan, early June. Martin says, are you expecting the training workshop day will be on a weekend in early June? That date is going to be key for me due to limited childcare options.
And we think at the moment, as far as we're working out, it's probably going to be a weekday. But again, we'll give as much notice as we can about how that's going to be. But it's probably going to be a weekday, I think, at the moment.
Yeah, the thing with days is you can say, oh, I need it on a Saturday, and then you'll get half a dozen people saying, oh, I can't do Saturdays. And then so you change it to a Wednesday and they're like, well, I can't do Wednesdays. So ultimately, like I've tried to do it before whereby I've kept everyone happy, and I've figured out you can't make everybody happy. You just have to try and do your best. But it's looking like a midweek day. So it might mean a day off work. But if it's only April the 30th, we're not looking to drag our feet on arranging the actual date. We've just got to kind of figure out the size of the venue and where we're going to do it and all that stuff. You got any plans for where it should be, Andy? Are we looking at London or Birmingham, or where are you thinking?
We'll try and make it as... Sorry?
I'm okay anywhere. I'm okay
Okay.
anywhere.
Yeah, we'll try and make it as central as possible, but I like London. That's good transport links and easy to get in and out of with the tube system and everything. So we'll I've got a few options. I don't want to say yet until I get that coming back, but yeah, I think London's an easy place to go for. But we'll look after you. It will be a great day. I've got a lot of things in mind for it, and it's going to be awesome. If you have to take a day off, I would thoroughly recommend it. It's going to make a big difference to your business. It's well worth a day off if you have to do so, because it's going to be a big movement to actually pushing out on your own. And if you want to be able to ultimately quit your job, then this is going to be a great opportunity to make that happen and make that a reality. So it's going to be a good day for sure.
If you can't take control of your life on one day, then you're really living the wrong life, aren't you? If you can't say, I'm going to do this on this one day to get freedom in the future and live a better life, a freer life, I'm going to take this one day for myself to educate myself, to grow, to learn. If you can't do that in your life due to restrictions from your boss or from workplace saying, no, you must be it, then that's a pretty sorry state of affairs. I've got to be honest, if you can't have one day. So you probably need it more. If you're in that situation, you need it more than somebody that can get the day off easily. Do you know what I mean? You need it more than anyone, because it's not just about money. Life's got to be about freedom, and life's got to be about, like Andy loves to travel, freedom, making your own choices, not feeling like you're a slave, grinding for somebody else that doesn't really care about you, for some big faceless company or whatever. So yeah, you take the day, learn tons of stuff, and the key is that day is not just going to be about learning. You're going to learn most of the stuff on the course. That day is going to be more about implementation. So it's about not being just another course you put on a shelf and don't do anything with. It's a course that, when broken down in the way that Andy shows it, it's really easy to implement. You just got to do it. But most people don't do stuff. So that day is going to take you by the hand and guide you to actually doing the stuff that Andy's taught you over that 5-week course. So it's going to be absolutely magic. I'm looking forward to it. And I love London. Like, for me, like, the next event that we arrange will probably be London, maybe Birmingham, we'll see. But absolutely, really excited about that in early June. So that's cool.
Yeah.
Luke says, another +1 for Andy. Of the most genuine people I've met in this space, he knows his stuff.
Thank you, Luke.
Mandy says, you are a sweetie. Oh, Stephen. I thought that was you, Andy.
Stephen's upstaged me once again. Oh, sorry. Okay.
Simon says, how long is the price set for, as I'm not allowed to buy any more courses at the moment? I've developed a habit of buying courses recently and all spent up.
Okay. Well, we're going to be starting the course live in 7 days. So, we're not going to be changing the price if that's the case, but I don't know how long your ban is for, Simon. So
I think the reality is you're suffering, Simon, you've been banned from buying courses because, like, clearly somebody somewhere that's banned you has said, and probably the boss man, so I can only assume who the boss man is, but the boss man said, look, you buy these courses, you don't do anything with them. But that's the key. That's why you need this course, because this one's not going to allow you to do nothing with it. So you can go to boss man that's banned you and say, look, this one's different. There's a day we're going to meet up and Andy's going to actually help me implement this stuff. We're actually going to do this stuff. So it's different to all the other courses whereby, maybe a shiny object chase. This one's going to actually improve your business, help you make more money in a different way. Hopefully, fingers crossed, earnings disclaimer and all that jazz. But you need this. You need this. You need this. Maybe you go back to Bossman and say, this is the last course. This is the one I implement. And then they won't have a problem with maybe this last one. What do you think? What do you think about that, Andy?
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult, isn't it? I don't want to get into family politics. That's the last thing I want to do, Simon. But ultimately, it's my obligation personally. I feel an obligation if you invest in me and my course to make sure you implement it and get it to happen. If that's, something I keep an eye on all of my students. I see what's going on. I can see from the feedback who's getting involved and who's doing it. And, I want to make sure I check in with you and say, okay, how's it going? What's the bottleneck? What's happening? What is it that you need help with? And that's my obligation to make sure you follow through and you take action on it. And whatever it is, if it's a psychological thing, if it's something we need to talk about and work through, then we can do that. If it's a physical thing that we need to work through with the business, we can do that. That's how it works with me. No problem is insurmountable. We'll get there eventually. And that's how I try and do it. It's my personal plan to try and get everyone across the line. And, I don't want people investing in my course unless you want to change your life and to build a wholesale business. If you want to build a business and build something that can really move the needle on your life, then would buy it, and I'll help you make that reality. But if you don't want to make a load of money, or if you don't want a wholesale business, then maybe just save your money. I don't know, but if it's about wholesale, if it's about making a business, a long-term business for yourself and your family, then I can do something about that.
Well, the way I see it is, if you're already doing online arbitrage or you're selling on Amazon, then it makes no sense not to do this, because ultimately this is going to give you a massive advantage. And if you're already doing OA, this is one of those things you'll actually do, because this will just make your OA business better. Do you know what I mean? Even if you focus on OA primarily, and this just becomes 20, 30, 40, 50% of your income maybe, then, it's still an improvement in your business. So
I mean, you're already halfway there. Sorry to interrupt, Matt. You're already halfway there as an OA. If you understand the decision-making process, you're already halfway into it. You know the mechanics of the process. I'm going to get you the other half of the way here to understand wholesale and how that works. You can plug it into your OA business. You don't have to jump and do one or the other, not mutually exclusive. They can coincide together and have two different streams. But you're already halfway there if you already know it. So you've got a massive advantage already.
Yeah. David says, hi, when does the course actually start then, if the training day is in June? Is it next Wednesday, Andy, or is it next Tuesday?
Wednesday, I think. Well, where are we today? Is it Tuesday today? I've lost count of which day it is. I think Wednesday is the day we're actually opening it, isn't it? And
Wednesday.
You close on the 7th day.
It's basically next week. So it's about a week from now when it actually starts going live. So gives you guys a little bit of time to get stuff together and get ready to rock your socks off. Right, let's see. A few people were struggling with the payment button, but I think it's working okay now. Mandy says, Andy's always on hand to answer questions. He really wants everyone to succeed. Oh, I'm really far back now. Stephen's vouching for, I think I've read these ones. Elijah says, besides the cost of the course, how much money realistically do I need to get started as an Amazon wholesaler? Really good question.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people expect that you need £10,000, £20,000, but realistically, you can get started. Some wholesalers have minimum order quantities of £100, £150, some even £50. So obviously, it stands to reason the more money you invest, the more money you're going to make in profit. So how long's a piece of string? I don't know. If you've got a good wad of cash, it's going to move the needle quicker. But if it doesn't have to be massive, if you're already running your business and you're reinvesting your profits, you can do it that way. You don't need massive amounts of money. So a couple of £100 is a good start. £1,000 would be better, but in the thousands makes life easier. You can cash flow things a bit better, but ultimately I wouldn't let budget put you off, because if you can reinvest your money, it'll be, the less you have, the slower it will be, but you can build up. So but
ultimately, I think that the point of your answer really was, some people are going to think that you need 50 grand or something crazy to get started in wholesale, and it's simply not true.
That's right.
So can it be as little as a few hundred, or
a couple of £100 is fine. It will get you started. Ideally, 500 would be better, 1,000 would be better, but anywhere in that sort of area is fine, because you will be able to make orders for £100, £200, no problem. So you can get started there absolutely fine.
Cool. Course says, on what day live webinar weekly coaching calls will take place, and there will be recorded access online as well?
Yes. It's Thursdays. Generally, we try and do it on a Thursday, I think. But again, we'll let you know in the members area exactly where that is. But usually at the end of the week that you've just taken, we're going to have a live. It will be about the same time, 7 o'clock. We'll jump on. If you can't make it live, you're not going to be able to ask question. I can't help you live, but there will be a recording in your members area on attached to that week anyway. So you can, if you can't make it, you can go back and watch it, but obviously you get the most benefit if you can jump on live. But yeah, there will always be recordings available for you.
Noah says, if you tag on someone's order, could it be a problem if you then get asked for an invoice by Amazon and your name isn't on the invoice?
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. If you are, in that case, if you're looking to set up, if, for instance, Amazon are asking for a invoice to provide access to a gated category, for example, you can't use that invoice. You'll have to use a different invoice. But as long as it's not a gated item, you're not going to have a problem. You can't, obviously, you won't be able to use it as proof for Amazon for that item because it won't be on there. But otherwise, if you're just buying stock to resell, it's no problem at all.
So Andrew says Hubu are very good eBay fulfillment. It's not a question, it's just a statement, but I thought that was interesting. So I've just opened a tab now. I'm going to look at it later. Martin says, weekday could be a great solution personally. So Martin's feeling the weekday. Well, that's good, Martin, because I can't really do a weekend in May because I'm Spain for a couple of weeks. I'm going to Budapest for a few days. I've got my daughter in between, so I'm struggling for weekends till like late June. So we said probably weekday for me and Holly that would suit us better. So that's good. If you make a weekday, that'd be great because that just makes a lot of sense. Petra says, just purchase your course. What is the next step, please? Will you get in touch via email? Thanks.
Great. Yeah, I'm glad you're joining us. I'm looking forward to working with you. You'll get access to Holly. I think we'll sort out access to the members area. We're going to be starting in a week's time. You'll be added to the Wholesale Domination Facebook group. What we'll do is we'll take your email address and we will manually add you. So you should get an email inviting you to the Wholesale Domination Facebook group so we can give you all the information there. So look out for an email to invite you to the Facebook group, or you can search for Wholesale Domination on Facebook, the group, and request to join, and we'll verify that you've ordered and that we'll invite you there. And that way we can communicate with you and let you know the next steps and how it's all going to work. But a week's time, we'll get started on the first module of the course. But before then, you're welcome to join us in the Facebook group and we can chat about some stuff there before we get started. We're in the launch period right now. And once we get started next week, the fun will begin. But good to have you on board.
Nice one. Well done, Petra, for getting involved. Luke says, and this might offend your English sensibilities, Andy, I don't know, but he says, can I ask what kind of figures are you doing each month wholesaling on Amazon?
Yeah, I don't talk about figures. It's a very American thing, isn't it? A lot of Americans talk about their numbers and how much they're making. And to be honest with you, I don't know if everyone knows this, you can doctor all these figures anyway. They don't mean anything. You can put big screenshots saying, look how many millions of pounds I'm making and this, that, and the other. I've never done it. I've sort of made a decision a long time ago, many years ago. I'm not going to be that guy. And let's face it, if we were having a conversation like an English person to an English person, how much money do you make? You'd say, bugger off. It's my private business. I'm not going to tell you how much I make. I'm very comfortable with the money that I make. I'm not a multi-millionaire, but I have a very comfortable lifestyle doing what I do. I get to travel all over the world. And more importantly, I get the freedom to make my own choices about how and when I work and how I live my life. And that is the most important thing for me. And it's not about tacky big earnings disclaimers, and half of it's made up anyway. So not going to answer that one, but yeah.
You know what? That's a very extremely fair and honest answer in itself, Andy. You're not lying to anybody. You're not saying I'm making a gazillion pounds a minute on wholesale on Amazon. You're saying, look, it funds my lifestyle. It's one of freedom and travel and choice, and that's what I like to do. And that's cool, and I love that. So yeah, I'm not bashing the Americans, but they do love a bit of a whoop and a holler, and there is different abilities, and I'm knowing what kind of person you are. I knew you probably wouldn't want to answer that. Yeah, I'm like an American though. I'm like, woohoo, let's do $1 million.
Look at all my money. Yeah, no, that's cool. I mean, by telling you how much I earn, that needs to some relate to how much you could earn, but that doesn't, and that you get into dodgy territory there. It's like, just because I'm earning this doesn't mean you will earn this, and then you get it's a dodgy area, and I've always wanted to steer clear, because what I want to do is to be able to show you how I do it, and I can say, okay, these guys have earned very good money from what I've showed you, and I can show you my experience, and I can show you the students that have had results as a result of it. But I think you go into dodgy areas. So when you go into sort of shouting about how many millions you're making, and just doesn't sit well with me. So that's why.
I think the real question is, when you listen to Andy talk about this, does he seem like he knows what he's talking about? Yes or no?
Yeah.
And the answer is yes, he does. And if you're not sure, then go find his YouTube channel, wholesalehelp.com. He's been talking about this stuff longer than some people have been alive. Do you know what I mean? It's like, there's no doubt that he's the real deal in my mind. But if you need big figures and stuff to prove that to you, then you're not ready to join his course anyway. Because ultimately, if dangling a carrot of a few dollars and pounds, I should say, but pounds that are not attached to you doing the course in any way anyway, then it's crazy. But Sam, that video that you saw of Sam that he made a day or two ago for Andy, like, he says that he's making £1,000 a day or whatever, doing £1,000 a day. And he's only been started in beginning of April, actually implementing this, getting his stock live. So it's like, that's all you need to know whether this is a real deal or not. But if it's a matter of seeing who's got the biggest
bank account, shall we say?
Let's move on. Yes, right, so exactly. Jonathan says, can we only pay via PayPal? Yeah, on that particular link, Jonathan, you can. Oh, no, actually, no, you can't. You can pay via card via PayPal. So if you've got Visa, MasterCard, American Express, you can still pay.
Yeah,
but it's through PayPal, so you don't need a PayPal.
PayPal is the processor. Yeah, you don't need a PayPal account. PayPal is the processor, but you just say, I haven't got an account or something like that, and you can pay by any card that you've got. So it works with anything.
Mandy says, watching Andy in action is mind-blowing and gives you a big confidence boost.
Oh, thanks, Mandy. You're the best.
In action doing what, Mandy?
Yeah, Mandy was at the at the trade show at the spring fair. So she was watching me in action, chatting with wholesale suppliers. So just to clarify that.
No, Mandy's a legend. She joined us at the spring fair on the day when we went. Yeah, she's awesome. John says, what's the starting capital to start wholesaling? We kind of answered that one.
Yep.
John said something I won't repeat about boss men, women. Martin says, do you work with non-UK wholesalers? Good question.
Yeah, not really. I mean, I'd be into it, but most of the wholesalers that I work with are UK based, so I would be open. I'll be open to it, but I work with mainly UK wholesale suppliers.
Mariana says, do you provide the full course at once, or is it weekly? We've already answered that. It's a weekly thing. It's a 5-week
modules
thing,
as we go along. Yeah, we're taking it. I don't want to overwhelm people. I want to take it one step at a time, make sure everyone's on the same page, make sure I understand, move on to the next bit. That's how it works.
Luke says, weekday is good for me as long as it's not the 14th of June. Damn, it's the 14th of June, Luke.
14th of June, Luke. Oh, no.
No, that's the thing. Like, whatever date you have, somebody will not be all right. But if weekday's good, everybody's saying weekday's good, that's great. So it's going to be a weekday almost certainly, because I can't do weekends for a while.
I mean, a lot of people might have to take their kids to football and karate and all the other things at the weekend. So, it might actually work out being better that way. So
that's it. Core says, what you can do if you not know anyone who has a store in order to get a wholesale account. So you've got a bunch of different strategies, haven't you, Andy? That's not. I don't know if people are assuming that that's the only strategy. That's just one strategy. Andy's got. Is it like 5 or something?
27,000. I think there or thereabouts, give or take 1 or 2. No, 27,000. No, honestly, there are several different ways you can do it, and these are all things that I've developed just by testing and tracking and tweaking. And yes, if you don't have anyone that you can build a relationship with a shop. You can make a relationship with someone. You can start building a relationship. You start going into somewhere, identify a good one, and start getting to know someone over a longer period of time. But yeah, that's just one technique. We're going to go through various different other ones. Obviously, trade shows is another big thing we'll be talking about as well, because the power of trade shows is underestimated. And yeah, so we'll be talking a lot of different strategies on the course.
John says Yankees use it to inspire you, and he's put inspire like that. Yeah. I love our American brothers and sisters. I love Americans. I love it. When we go on cruises, when we go on cruises, we purposely go to the Caribbean because we know it's going to be filled with Americans because we love them so much. We just love the way they think, the way they talk. We just love them. We think they're great.
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong. It's I've got lots of my friends are American and they're great guys. I don't think that's a bad thing, but there's certain culture differences that we differ through, but that's all good.
And they'd be the first to admit it as well. Like Americans, I don't know if there's any Americans on here tonight. If there is, but you guys be the first to admit that you are a little bit more, a little bit different to us. But I celebrate those differences because I love them.
Absolutely, yeah. That's what makes us unique, and that's a great thing. Different cultures, different backgrounds. It's all good.
Karen says, "How long is the offer tonight open for? Will it still be available tomorrow?"
You really need to be getting onto it tonight. Ideally, we'll say tonight. I don't know whether you want to just have a cut off of midnight or whatnot. But Karen, if you've literally got to do something and you need to sort it out for tomorrow morning or something, you're on the live. The important thing is you've made it onto the live thing. So if you need a bit of extra time, we'll get you sorted. That you've taken action, you've come out and you've stayed all the way to the end. So it would be unfair of us to deny you. So if you need a bit more time, we'll certainly allow you to do that. I think that's fair.
Ain't it lovely? Luke says, good point by Noah. What do you do if you get a policy violation and order invoices made to retail store?
It's made to policy violation, and I've never had that as happen or any of my items in that scenario. They will be able to provide you with the wholesale invoice. I don't honestly know. I've never been in that situation. You'd have to sort of suck it and see. But if it's got a different name on it, it might be a difficult thing. You might have to use a little bit of artistic, license to make that work for you. I'm not going to say on a public environment one of the tactics that I might suggest to make that work, but ultimately there are ways of getting things. It's an unlikely scenario in that situation, but obviously a way around that would be if you were in business with that person. If you set up an Amazon account and went down the joint venture route there, and you sort of went into partnership with that person, then you'd be able to use the same invoice because you're part of the same. You could set up the Amazon account with that name, so that might be a more secure way of doing it. But yeah, if you're doing it as a casual, throw them some money each time you make an order, then that could potentially expose a vulnerability in that situation. I've never had it happen, so I can't say for sure. But yeah, there are a few little gray areas that you could make it work. But yeah.
Grey areas that will share with you on the course, but can't share in open.
Yeah. There's something that maybe not 100% down the line in terms of what Amazon might frown at, but certainly viable things that you could make it work. And ultimately, you've got to do what you've got to do to make life work. Sometimes in creative scenarios. And
you know what? I think we are all guilty at times of imagining scenarios, and it's like when you're a kid. And you imagine that shadow in the corner of the room is a scary monster or a scary man. In reality, it's not. And the bottom line is, I think sometimes we imagine these scary situations that are like worst case scenarios. And in reality, we don't know anybody that's actually been through them, it's not going to be the case for 99.9% of people. And if you are one of the unlucky ones that one of these bad scenarios does happen to, then any good business person would deal with it. You just deal with the bumps in the road
as it comes. Yeah.
But the beauty of it is you don't have to deal with it alone. Obviously, you've got Andy, who's been through ups and downs in this business, and he's offered you lifetime support as part of the course package. So
yeah, absolutely.
reach out to him at any point and he'll do his best to help you. And if he can't, he could always ask me if I've got any thoughts, and he's got his own network of people, and he can ask people, you know. So ultimately, you join in a bit of a family whereby if the poop hits the fan, everybody gets together and figures it out rather than just goes, "Oops, see ya." You know.
Yeah,
So
I think definitely. I think that's, you know, you've hit the nail on the head there, Matt. Sometimes if you try and think about every potential thing that could happen, then you just wouldn't be in business, because sometimes you have to go into it and expect things to work out. And if things do not work out for the best and something happens, then you cross that bridge when you come to it and you get around it. And that's what life is like. We're talking a bit about this on the Reseller Show about what might happen in the future with Amazon and this, that, and the other. And you've just got to take it as it comes, you know, and look at the issue and say, right, what have we got to do to make this work? And sometimes that happens, but most of the time, all the things that you can think of don't happen anyway. So it's good to be prepared and have a think about it, but don't let it dominate what you want to do, because you'd never leave the house. You know, it's one of those type of situations. Yeah,
absolutely. I've had a rough day today. I know it's a bit of a tangent, but it's kind of related. I've had a rough day. It's been a rough day for me. And if every day was like this, if I had a drop of quit in me, I'd probably quit. Because it's just like, why do we do this to ourselves? It's like one of them days. It's been great tonight. I've really enjoyed this. It's been a nice relaxation period for me. But like, I don't know, some things happen in business, some things don't, and you just roll with the punches. But as long as you've not got any quit in you, and I've got no quit in me. So like 3 bad things can happen today and 5 bad things could happen tomorrow. Well, I ain't quitting. So that's that. So I deal with it and move forwards. And it's like that. You've got to be adaptable. Got to roll with the punches and pick yourself up and dust yourself off and carry on. And that's the key. Luke says he's trying to buy the course, but it won't let me add a card. Reach out to us, Luke, and we'll do our best to resolve that issue. Obviously, we'll fix it.
We'll make it work. Yeah.
Mandy says, "Phew, thank you, Andrew. Blushing now." I think Mandy might have a soft spot for you. I saw it in a couple of posts now. I'm like, hang on, what's going on here? Just kidding, man. Core says, Andy, what is the difference between FBA Academy and Wholesale Domination courses?
Okay, well, the FBA Academy are my yearly events. That what happens is we all get together and there'll be different speakers, just like Matt's Online Arbitrage Summit. It's getting late. Matt's Online Arbitrage Summit, speakers come and we talk, and we help you educate you in certain areas. So this course is specifically about wholesale, and as we've explained throughout this evening, it's very specific. We're going to you can start from scratch, and we're going to get you from point A to point B. The FBA Academy is an event where you'll have different speakers, like Reezy Resales from California will be coming, and he'll be talking about selling his used books on Amazon and various different things. There'll be various different other speakers giving you benefits for your business and helping you grow your business in general. It's an event like that rather than a specific course for teaching you. Yeah, so they're two different things.
Was he not talking about the thing that's included with the Wholesale Domination course?
Okay. In which case, possibly. I'm not sure, because he wouldn't know what the name of that is. But yes, possibly, yeah. So
I mentioned it earlier.
Okay, so the FBA Academy basics course takes you from zero. So if you've never done anything on Amazon, it's going to show you how to make the decision-making process. It's going to introduce you to Keeper, how to understand the Keeper graph, how to read it, and so you understand when to make a good buying decision and when to leave it alone, how many sales. And all that sort of stuff. You're literally taking you from knowing nothing, introducing you to Amazon, introduced to how to buy, understanding the buy box, and making good based decisions on competition and that whole stuff there. So that's what you get as part of the course. That's the basics. Okay, so if you've not done anything or you've done very little, that course is the recordings. They're the session recordings of a live course that I took a while back, and you will have access to listen through those. And just like this, I'm presenting on a screen and taking you through that process. So by the end of that, you'll have a very good grounding in the basics of Amazon. You can then go on from there to take the wholesale course and go through the videos of the wholesale course, so you can move on from having a good basis to moving forward from there. So hopefully that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, so basically, one of them is the free course that comes bundled with. It's actually a £500 course. That
Yes,
comes
it is.
bundled with the wholesale domination course is actually an Amazon online arbitrage mostly
Yes,
course.
online
Yeah.
arbitrage. Yeah, it uses online arbitrage as the model for understanding how to buy and sell on Amazon and how to make money on Amazon. Correct.
So if you're a total beginner and don't know how to sell on Amazon, well, that's going to teach you how to sell on Amazon using online arbitrage. So it's like 2 courses in one. And then wholesale domination takes that to the next level and shows you how to get wholesale suppliers and all that stuff. And it all just gels together beautifully. But I'm just excited about this live event, Andy.
Oh, it's going to be amazing. I'm so looking forward to it. When we figured out this is what we're going to do and this is how we can help people even further, I was like, dude, I'm so looking forward to doing this. It's going to be great fun, meeting people and sort of helping people face to face as good as it gets, you know, being able to say, okay, what is it that we need to do for you? Right, we're going to do this. Sit down, we're going to go through building the website. What else did you have a problem with? Right, let's do that. Let's get these, speak to these suppliers. Let's do this. Let's just create an email. Let's do this, that, and the other. And we'll just go through everything you need help with face to face. It's going to be amazing. I'm looking forward to it.
All implementation day. I love it. Including food.
Including food and laughter and fun and all that good stuff.
Yeah, no, it's the bits after that I really enjoy as well. Not just the live events, it's the chilling out after and having a couple of drinks and
we learn from each other. There's so many. Every time when I went to your event, Matt, I learned from people afterwards, talking to people and seeing their passion and what they've done with their business. There's always something more to learn. Yeah, I've been doing this for a long time, but I always learn something more. And when you get together with like-minded people, special stuff happens, guaranteed every time. It's great.
Big time. So Kevin says, if I find some suppliers via a suppliers index in a trade magazine tonight, do I have to wait until a trade show to try and make contact with them?
No, not necessarily. I mean, the best case scenario is speaking to people face to face. But if you're finding suppliers, maybe, send them an email and say, I'm looking to set up an account. Could you give me some details of the minimum order quantity, blah, 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 and just take it from there. Obviously, it would be better if you could set up your website maybe and get a nice professional website set up. If you haven't already, that's going to help, because if they ask for your details, you'll have somewhere to send them, make you look better and everything else like that. But ultimately, making a start is more important. So if you can't get to a trade show right now, but you have found some wholesale suppliers, jump in. So what you got to lose? Give it a go.
Am I right in saying, Andy, you included in your wholesale domination course, you've got like example scripts of how to talk to suppliers?
Yeah, I've got some script frameworks where it gives you just some dialogues about breaking down the barriers. So if you do go to a trade show, for example, just starting that conversation, how it might flow. They might ask about this. You can ask about that. You can be curious, ask educated questions, and that also helps make a natural connection with the people. And so, yeah, I've got a few of those to give you some examples. You can even use them as you go to the trade show. You can actually read through them and start sort of saying some of those things, but it's more about give you an idea of how it might go, just to make you feel more comfortable when you go there for the first time.
Cool. John says, if you present yourself as a shop owner and you're ordering to a prep center, would that raise red flags?
If you not necessarily. I mean, other people have separate addresses for deliveries potentially, but yeah, I mean, it's tricky. You want to make sure that you don't be too disingenuous with the information. If you've got a legitimate contact that you can use with a legitimate address, that's all good. But you want to make sure you don't blur the lines too much between what is the case and what isn't. But prep centers are definitely very useful for making use of having like a central location to store your stuff. So, for example, if you did rent a shop in that example, if you rented a shop for a short lease and then you changed over from getting it delivered there to delivered to your prep center, that's a normal thing. Is say just using fulfillment centers in business is quite a normal thing. So I don't think they would blink if you changed it from one legitimate address to another legitimate address. I think it would be fine. You know, in that case, I think it would be absolutely fine.
Cool. Luke says, thanks, Andy. Cheers to both. Some great info. Managed to keep me away from the footy.
Yeah, well, I'm impressed. Yeah. Thanks for coming.
Well, you know what? Obviously, we can't keep talking all night. You know what I think we should probably do, Andy, is have another 5 minutes or so, answer a few last questions, and then call call it an evening. Do you agree? Is that all right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think we've probably got through the majority of the questions people have asked. So I think we've done well.
Yeah, so just the last few, and then we'll call it an evening. So if you've got any super important questions you really want to ask, either about Wholesale Domination course or you want to ask Andy about wholesale stuff, then now's the time to do it, because we're going to call it a night, probably like in the next 5 minutes or so. So Luke says, if Amazon is your core business, do you recommend having more than one account in case of suspension?
As you go forward, the more you build up your business, that might be a thing. It's not something you need to think about straight away. But if you have a business that is going very well and you've got a lot of revenue going through your business, it's not a bad idea to have a second business. Maybe you might split up 2 different variants of it. You might have an online arbitrage section and then split it up with wholesale, or you might do one type of stock on one and then have it on another. But it may give you a slight edge if there was any issues with suspension in the future. You may still have the other channel of your business running, so it's not a bad strategy. That might work.
Cool. Mark says, how do you identify which products to sell? That's probably a big question.
I mean, that will be answered in the course. You've got to understand the decision-making process for Amazon in the first place. You've got to run the data, and to be able to make sure that there's enough profit in it, the competition is okay, and there's a demand. But all that data is out there on the interwebs, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So if that's not something you know, something I can show you for sure. But yes, takes a little bit longer than I can answer this evening, I'm afraid.
So Mandy says, thanks, Matt, for that. It's you really kiss. I think I don't know if she was talking about the soft spot thing.
Yeah, I think she's got the soft spot for you, actually. Yeah, I think she
No. Not having that, Andy. That's a red herring. She's trying to throw us off the scent. I know what's going on. Just kidding. Course says, do you have lifetime 5-week wholesale domination video course and FBA Academy records, Andy?
Records. If that means, are you? Can you have access to it for life? Yes. The course will always be available. If you want to go back over the videos in 6 months' time, you can do that. They'll be available. Both will be available to you. Not going to go away. So yeah.
Yes, it's lifetime access to the course. Hey, if Andy's giving you lifetime access to him via email, then I think he's very happy to give you lifetime access to the course as well. So that's cool. Stephen Davis says, will there be a cracker pulling competition this time? Just for you, Stephen. Right, that one's a really super long question, Corey. You'll have to ask that on the course if you join. About Shopify is a really long one. Stephen says, Andy, will buyers of this wholesale course the first time around earlier this year also get access to this one?
Yes, they will, absolutely. If you're a student of mine, you're a student of mine, and it's the same course. If you want to sit in on this one, you're absolutely allowed to do that, and yeah, for sure.
Well, obviously, the live event, you'll have to talk to Andy about that.
Yeah, that's a separate conversation, but yes, that's something that we could.
The actual course content and the live calls, you're more than welcome to jump on with Andy, which is cool. So that's a commitment to that kind of lifelong kind of support, which is cool. Right, so last couple of questions, and then we'll call it a night. So what time is the offer open tonight, Core says?
I don't think we're going to be checking our watches and shutting it down. The people that know about this offer, the people that have been on the live course. So, if you need a bit of time to sort stuff out, then we'll keep it open for you guys, because I don't want anyone to miss it because you had to sort a few things out. So we'll be reasonable. We'll leave it open if you need a bit of extra time, because as I say, it's only going to be people at the moment. It'll be people that's been on the live that know about it. So I think we'll be okay there.
Yeah, and I was up till stupid clock last night doing an American podcast, Merch Money Show, which I loved, which made me really, really tired. So I definitely won't be watching the clock. As soon as I'm off here, about half an hour from now, I'm going to bed. So I'm not watching the clock for sure.
Yeah. We're not going to be too militant about it. Yeah, you'll be fine.
But don't drag your feet, guys. And at the end of the day, the intention for the live event, which is the main bonus part of this, which is what you get tonight, is for it to be not a massive thing. To be able to implement, it has to be small numbers. So this can't be 30 people in a room. This has got to be a small bunch of people. So ultimately, don't think, oh, I've got a week to decide. At some point, the bit that's got to be cut off is the live event, because we can't be hiring a massive room. The room's got to be a small room. So just to be able to deliver you massive value for you guys, because ultimately, what do you want to be in? A room of 100 people that are being helped implement, or do you want to be in a room of 10, 15, 20 people? You want to be in that room, because then you're going to actually get time, one-on-one time with Andy and with us to help you actually do this stuff. So don't drag your feet, but at the same time, we're not watching clocks here. Andy's a good guy. He's not going to be all like, right, it's 10 o'clock, close this thing. There's got to be some wiggle room.
Yeah.
Okay, that one's too big for now, Suresh. Sorry. Karen says, just purchased. Looking forward to it. I'm guilty, of course, is on the virtual shelf. I'm determined now to start implementing these. Thank you both for your time tonight. Looking forward to starting. Well done, Karen. Congrats. Yeah. Looking forward to meeting you again, because I assume that's our Karen from the OA Summit. Looking forward to meeting you guys, or if it's just you, Karen, meeting you again on early June. That'd be cool.
Yeah, great.
Stephen says, brilliant, Andy. You really do treat your customers to lifetime access and support. Suresh says, thanks for everything, guys. Andy, top guy. Yeah, just Andy, top guy. Not me, top guy.
We like you as well, Matt. You're a nice guy.
You're a top guy and you just like me, Andy. That's lovely.
Yeah.
Thanks. I'm kidding. Core says, where is the deadline to get this live event bonus, Andy?
If the live event technically is for the people that are on tonight. But if you need, as I just said, if you need extra time, we're not going to be just physically turning it off, but sooner rather than later. Just get onto it as soon as you can.
Lindsay says, Matt is okay, I suppose. Yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks. I love how you've got
right.
Yeah. John says, I'm Canadian living in Canada. Did I just waste your time?
Canadian Canada's, I don't know. It's a nice place to live. Don't really know. It's mainly based for UK individuals. If there are some nuances based on North America, then I don't know if that's going to be the same. So yeah, you never waste our time, John. You're always welcome here. So I'm not sure it would relate to your situation, but I don't have any experience with Canada and North American sort of setups there. But yeah, you're welcome to come and hang out with us anytime you like.
So Stephen Davies says, Matt, you're my favorite guy in the world. I really love you. I wish I could be like you. I want your babies. Please marry me. Suresh says, he didn't really say that. I made that up.
I'm reading that thing. I can't see that.
Suresh says, Matt, love your energy and jokes. At least Suresh appreciates me. And I'm running on empty, guys. I am running on empty tonight, let me tell you.
You've done a great job.
I've enjoyed it. I really enjoy it. I always enjoy these things. And yeah, it's always good hanging out with Andy as well. So it's been great. John says, appreciate your honesty. I am touched. Lindsay says, thank you both, guys. You've made a night of listening on eBay bearable.
Good.
Like it says, awesome, guys. Really enjoyed this session. What an eye-opener. So I think it's fair to say, Andy, 2.5 hours in, you have delivered a lovely gold nugget-filled session of awesomeness, as always. It's been a great value for those people that have turned up tonight, and for you guys that have joined Andy's course and will hopefully see us early June. I look forward to meeting you and seeing you and catching up with you. And you got any last thoughts and stuff to share, Andy?
No, that's it pretty much. Thanks, guys, for coming. I really enjoyed, you guys and your feedback on here it makes it really worthwhile for me. I thoroughly enjoy it, and just being able to share this way of doing business and help people is just really good for me. So thanks for coming. Thanks for your lovely words. And if you signed up, I'm really looking forward to working with you. And let's get it going. Let's do some cool stuff.
Awesome. Mark says great information, signed up. So hopefully we'll meet you, Mark, in early June. Neil says, thanks, guys. Can't wait to start. So presumably Neil's signed up too. Okay. So you got a bunch of people already. Looking forward to meeting you all, genuinely. John says, same here. It's been nothing sort of bombastic. Wow. Stephen says, brilliant webinar, Andy. Packed with nuggets as well. Thanks, Matt, for organising. Well done to all those who managed to get in on this. Luke says, thanks, you're both legends. Cheers, Luke. Vlad says, lots of nuggets. Thanks, Andy. Mandy says, awesome. Vlad says, have a good evening, guys. Right, so thanks so much, everybody. Thanks, Andy, for this. It's been awesome. Thanks for giving us 2.5 hours of your life this evening. Really enjoyed it. And I love how you give back to the community. You know what? There's been so much nuggets here. Even if you don't jump on Andy's course, it's been well worth the investment of your time. And I think most people agree with that. So awesome, awesome, awesome. So just getting lots of people in the chat box. Karen Hudson saying, awesome night. Thank you so much. Cheers, Karen.
Thanks,
Karen times it. She puts a timer on. She puts 2.5 hours. And then it wakes her up, and then she comes on and pretends she was here the whole time. She does. Cool, guys. Thank you. Course says Luke says thanks, Matt and Andy. I'll be signing up as soon as I get this PayPal checkout working. Yeah, reach out to us, Luke. And
speak to Matt or Holly on the Secret Wealth Project. If you have any problem, we'll make sure we get it sorted for you.
So we're hosting and processing this for Andy. So if you've got some payment processing issue or something like that, you're struggling with the course platform or anything like that, reach out to Holly or Beck, and they'll take care of you. You could reach out to me, but all I'll do is reach out to them because I haven't got a clue.
Yeah.
Right. Karen says, lol, not guilty. Yeah, Karen. That's why you laughed so hard. We know. She's like mute, not listening to them for 2.5 hours, but I'll look for my support. I'll say hello, I'll say bye. Right, thanks so much, everyone.
Right, guys.
And we'll see you guys in early June, and we'll see the guys that can't make it in early June, but do join. Andy, we'll see you next week when the course goes live. Super excited to see what results you get. And Andy, you know these videos that you keep getting from students of the first launch? I think it would be a cool thing to be able to post them in the Secret Wealth Project over the next few days to show people what they're missing.
We can do that for sure. No problem at all.
Awesome. Right. Thanks so much again. Cheers, everyone. Bye-bye. See you next time.
Thanks for coming. See you guys.
Bye. Get in on this. Get buy-in now. Get buy-in. Don't miss this opportunity. I want to see loads of you guys in June in London. It'll be awesome.
See you guys.
Cheers, Andy. Cheers, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. I can't hit the end call. Why is it not?